We got Nico in the house, the old face in the house. Nico's woke tonight. Tell him why you're woke.
Oh man, I just chugged like a quarter bottle of Jägermeister, and I'm chasing it with the Monster Juice after a unintentional 45-minute power nap. So woke up late in a panic. Didn't want to let y'all down. Had to get on time. That's the way I roll, man. If you're not 5 minutes early, you're late. So after running around like a maniac, getting the munchkin to bed, getting the Jäger in me, ready to go.
He's ready.
Feeling,
That's the most woke anyone.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Things go well, I might be showing her my O face. Oh. You know what I'm talking about. Oh.
That's the most woke anyone in the show will ever be, is you right now, and you're woke for different reasons. You just chugged all that fucking Monster. You took some Jaeger. You're ready to go. And you took a nap. So, like, once the little tired phase passes, you're going to be fucking, like, flying, bro. Flying.
I'm hoping. My adrenaline was up. I came down to the basement and the kids wrecked it too. And like I can't have like all this crazy clutter all over in the background while I'm trying to keep my mind clear and focused. So I was like running all over. I had to pick everything up. I was like, I gotta get that out the way. Like it was a hot panic for a good 20 minutes there. But we made it. We're here, ready to party.
He's ready. All right, so big news, man. Maxx Crosby finally, as Matt Galloway says, thank God the Crosby nonsense is over. Now we have to look. We can look forward to the George Pickens nonsense for the next 3 months. But give me your initial thoughts. I went back and looked at the Ravens. They've been needing a pass rusher for as long as Lamar has been there. So I went back the last 5 years to try to like think about who their best pass rusher was. Kyle Van Noy has probably been the best pass rusher they had.
Van Noy too, wasn't he?
Matabuke. It's not been great. Patrick Queen as a linebacker, like they just have not had an edge rusher in years, man. And they have Roquan, elite linebacker, off-ball linebacker. They have Kyle Hamilton, probably the best safety, versatile safety in the league. So now they have an elite player at all three phases of the defense. So is this a good trade for the Ravens in your mind? Two first.
Yeah, I think the price is exactly what you would have expected for this caliber of an edge rusher. I understand he's up there in age, a little long in the tooth per se, but still productive. 2 years younger than Myles Garrett, who's coming off of a record-breaking Defensive Player of the Year season, leading the NFL in sacks. And if he can do that on the Browns, I can't wait to watch Crosby reset the record this year. I think he's capable of that with this Baltimore defense. Like you said, they haven't had a pass rusher as long as Lamar's been there, and he's a difference maker. The guy goes so hard every play. He's like that tide that rises all boats. You know what I'm saying? Like he's going to lift people around him. He's going to hold people to a different standard. The expectation is going to be higher. The energy level is going to be there. And it's going to be nasty, man. Baltimore is going to be a force to be reckoned with. I'm afraid Joe Burrow might die is my first thought.
Yes, exactly.
2 TJ Watt games, 2 Myles Garrett games, and 2 Maxx Crosby games. Like, good luck, Joe.
It was like Nicole Brown Simpson when she blew off OJ and then had the guy return the glasses to her. Like when those two things happen, like there's going to be a murder. And when you get one of the best pass rushers in the league on a good defense, with a good coordinator, this is what you get.
According to retailers, the most popular Halloween mask this year is O.J. Simpson. And the most popular Halloween greeting is, I'll kill you and that guy who's bringing over your glasses, or a trait.
So let's talk about this in terms of Rip, let's talk about this in terms of the Raiders, because they had they're getting the 14th overall pick. So this is a nice first rounder they're getting, opposed to, the Bears first rounder would have been a lot later. So they're getting the 14th. Next year will probably be, pick 28 or whatever. But like they have 1, 14, and 33 in this upcoming draft. Like that's 3 picks in the top 33. That's money. And they're going to be terrible this year. So you like it for the Raiders as well. Is this a win-win situation?
I think it is. The Raiders are not a Maxx Crosby or an edge rusher away from being competitive. So why waste him at the end of his career to win 2 or 3 more games to still miss the playoffs? Totally pointless. So I think it's a huge win for the Raiders. They got to build for the future. Looks like it's Mendoza with the first overall pick. And then you're able to just stack from there. And they have so many needs all across the board. I don't even hate moving back from 1 if they're not completely sold on Mendoza and just building more picks and building for the future. I think that's the smart play, taking the long view. But who knows? Even either way, to have 3 picks in the top 33 is amazing. It's an exciting time to be a Raiders fan. I know Cowboys and Bears both are pretty excited about the potential of Maxx Crosby coming to their team. I'm with TD. I don't know where he is tonight, but I'm with him with the thought of he doesn't fit so great on Dallas and what they're doing on defense. But at the same time, you make a guy like Crosby work. And if they could have turned Parsons into, what was it, Kenny Clark and Quinnen Williams and Maxx Crosby, all for Parsons, like that's a no-brainer, man. So Cowboys are almost looking smart, man. Dare I say? But,
yeah, almost. We'll see what they do. We'll see what they do with the 2 first rounders they have this year, if they make another move or they just draft some bums. But in terms of the Raiders, they're most certainly going to move back at 14. They need to compile picks. But I'm thinking of this in a fantasy angle, fantasy lens. Like the Raiders, I think Mendoza might be fantasy relevant if they do take him, because that defense is going to be trash. Like it was trash with Maxx Crosby, and I would say he's a top 3 impact player in the league, just based on he was their only pass rusher. He's great against the run. He's an energy guy. Like now they're taking that out of that defense. Like they're going to be getting their brains beaten in. And Bowers and Mendoza, like Mendoza more for, super flex leagues, but he could be one of those streamer guys. But Bowers, like how many targets is he going to get? If they bring in Alec Pierce or Shaheed, or, they draft a first round receiver, something like that, like they're going to be in shootouts, and mostly shootouts where they're losing 28-13 in the third quarter, which that's where fantasy gold works if you have a viable quarterback and you're losing, right? If you're the Jets from last year when they had Brady Cook, it didn't matter because they couldn't score.
I like to call it the Blake Bortles effect. Look at what Bortles did a few years ago or more. I'm dating myself a little bit, but just awful real life quarterback and outstanding fantasy quarterbacks. That team was always playing from behind and always having to put up points. The concern for me with Mendoza is even if they take him at 1, I think the Raiders take the slow approach. I think they moved on from Pete Carroll. They got a good young head coach. They're going to give him time, and that's something that not a lot of head coaches get. And I think the opportunity for a veteran, a bridge or a stopgap quarterback to come in there and let Mendoza learn is something that would be beneficial for him as well as that team, big picture. So I'm looking at like a Cousins or some veteran QB starting week 1, not Mendoza, even if he's drafted there. I'm not sure he's the quarterback week 1.
They report did come out that they prefer to not start him, but like number 1 picks almost certainly start. And Mendoza is the guy that is pro ready compared to some of these other number 1 picks. Like he if they don't start him, they're in a world of hurt, because who are they going to bring in, right? They're going to they another Geno Smith type. I mean, they're going to lose either way, with Mendoza, with not. I think that the key is if they can fortify their offensive line, at least he won't be getting Joe Burrow level murdered. Second Joe Burrow murder reference we've had.
You don't want to give him the Jets, the Carolina treatment, whatever we want to look at it. You don't want him seeing ghosts as a young quarterback and messing him up for a few years, where he's going to have a resurgence. Like Darnold was written off and done. And part of that, it wasn't that Darnold's always been bad. It was that Darnold got thrown to the wolves early and couldn't handle it. So I don't want to taint Mendoza early would be my concern if I'm the Raiders. If I'm taking the 1 of 1 and putting him on my squad and I'm going to lose either way, I want to ease him into the NFL. I want him to tiptoe in. I don't want to just jump off the diving board in the deep end.
Hetzer says Maxx Crosby has played most of his seasons healthy, right? That is a big thing. And even beyond him playing it mostly healthy, when he is hurt, the dude wants to play. The reason he even wanted to get out of the Raiders is because he had that MCL injury, and their season was over fucking week 5, essentially. And he was pissed that they sat him, even though that was probably best for all parties considered. But like, that's the kind of player Maxx Crosby is, where like, I guess the knock on Micah Parsons would be, if he's borderline healthy, will he be available? Like we've seen him sit games, where Maxx Crosby does not sit games at all.
And as I said, Myles Garrett, a couple years older than Crosby, but I don't, correct me if I'm wrong, and I don't have the stat offhand, but I feel like Crosby's played like 1,000 more downs than Garrett has, dude. Like, even though he's 2 years younger, there's some crazy stat out there because Crosby don't come off the field.
Never comes off the field. Love that guy. Hetzer says, speaking of O-lines, Lions losing the whole fucking O-line besides Penei Sewell. Taylor Decker's leaving. They're going to have to just literally grassroots this situation in Detroit, because this is a team, like we saw the Bengals kind of, besides the Joe Burrow injuries, like they've patchworked it enough where Joe Burrow is aware of how he needs to get the ball out. Jared Goff's not athletic enough for that, for one. And for two, they're a run-first team, smash-mouth team. Like, they want to impose their will on other teams. And if the Lions, we saw it last year, man, they actually scored essentially, 1.5, 2 points less points per game than they did the year prior, where they were the best offense. They were still a top 5 offense, but it was they were giving up splash plays to the other defensive team, right? Jared Goff was getting strip sacked. There was pick sixes, and the running game was terrible. How many games did we see where Jahmyr Gibbs had like 9 carries for 18 yards? Like, Jahmyr Gibbs should never have that line ever. He's way too explosive, but they weren't moving anyone last year, and it's not getting better. So what do you have hope for this Lions offensive line? Is it going to be just addition by subtraction?
I don't think so. I think they're going to be in trouble. You're losing Montgomery. You're losing offensive linemen. You saw that entire offense take a step back with Ben Johnson leaving last year. I know they've moved on to another new coordinator, which, funny enough, Ben Johnson has put his stamp of approval on. I heard he's about the new OC in Detroit, and so he sees a little of himself there, but I'm super nervous as far as a win totals for this team and their ability to compete. They've got some great talent. They're going to be able to put up some points. They've got a good defense, but in that division, they're staring down third at best in that division, and you're likely going to have 2 wildcard teams out of the NFC West. So I think it's the Bears division. I think it's the Bears to win, and they're going to run away with that division, and Detroit's going to be left sitting at home come the end of the year, man, at about a 500 season, maybe a game above, a game below.
You should bet on the Bears right now, though, because they have the 3rd best odds to win the division. It goes Packers, Lions, Bears.
Yeah,
plus 350 to win their division.
There's no way the Lions should be ahead of them. The Packers, I get it. You don't want to discount LaFleur. He's constantly or consistently competitive. Love, if you get the good version of Love, the Packers can do it. If you get the whatever version of Love, the not good version, the Packers aren't going to be there. And you see Dobbs leaving that team. You see coordinators leaving that team. Who knows what they're going to be next year? I mean, they're even their special teams coordinator walked away and took a college job kind of out of nowhere. So it makes me wonder about the whole of that team, the locker room, the energy, the vibe.
Hey, hold on. They have Matthew Golden.
Yeah, Dad.
Okay?
You need some of this.
This is cum.
That's Matthew Golden for you guys. You know what? I actually like Matthew Golden in best ball and fantasy this year, just based on where he's getting drafted. But I don't like the prospect. I didn't like the 1st round pick. That is Matthew Golden. But hey, he had a pretty cool catch in the playoffs.
Too much emphasis on speed, and you see those guys fizzle out all the time. TD and I had a conversation about that the other day, the John Ross types, right, where these guys are good in college, and then they blow the combine up, and then we give them, you won this, and then you won that. Like, we give them a couple tally marks, and we put them way higher than they should be. And it's like, just because you're fast, like, it doesn't mean you're going to get anywhere in the NFL. And I think Golden is the next real fast receiver that you see fizzle out and bomb and be a huge miss early in the draft, because he brings very little to the table besides that speed.
Well, they were showing the all-time 40 times when they were, the wide receivers were running. And that list is just littered with bums, dude. Like Tyquan Thornton, John Ross, I'm trying to think like Xavier Worthy has the best all-time 40 time, but like there's not a single Pro Bowl on any of those guys' resumes. Tyreek Hill, I think Tyreek Hill might be on there. That's the only one. And then it's not even just the wide receivers, like any player, because there's the guy from Ohio State that ran the 4.29 or whatever. And it's like, dude, it's cool. It's a nice flashy stat, but like, I want to marry the 40 with the film, and that's reinforcing what I see on the field. A lot of these guys, they don't have the best production. It's just the 40 time, and they get drafted a round higher than they should. And it's concerning, man, because if you look at the best receivers right now in the league, they did not run good 40s. Like Puka Nacua in particular, Cooper Kupp was all like really slow. Devontae Adams was 4.58. Like Devontae Adams, 4.58. He's not even that big. DeAndre Hopkins, what is DeAndre Hopkins? 6'1", 200. He ran like a 4.59. You know what I mean? Like that's not a big guy.
The latest great receiver coming out of college, Carnell Tate, didn't run a good 40, but he's about to be the best receiver in this class.
I want to give you a no, he's not. I hate Carnell Tate. You like Carnell Tate?
No, man.
I'm
trolling you there, man. I haven't watched enough to give a well-rounded opinion. But what I saw was Chad Ochocinco tweeted out the other day, man. Did you see his tweet by chance?
No.
He's like, nobody cares what you run in the 40. Let the tape speak for itself. You look at this dude between the numbers. He's an MF and monster. He's about to be the next guy. If you got a couple minutes and want to chat about why you're wrong, if you don't think he's going to be it, like at me, like Ochocinco is all about Tate, dude. About to be amazing.
Oh, Blake says you're going to eat your words talking about Golden. Hey, also at the end of it, I said I like him in best ball this year. I mean, we'll see. One last thing on Carnell Tate. I'm gonna spoil this for the audience just because there's not many people in here, and I want to give you my take, Nico. I have my comps. I revisited my comp for I do a high end and low end. You're gonna laugh at this one. My low end is Donovan Peoples-Jones for Carnell Tate. This is for real, okay? And my high end's Marvin Jones, the Joneses. So I feel like Marvin Jones had a good career. He had a couple 10 touchdown years, but like, unfortunately, if we're talking about taking Carnell Tate in the top 10, like I think his ceiling, maybe not his ceiling of ceiling, his ceiling of ceilings is probably George Pickens. That's it. Right. But like Marvin Jones is my comp for my realistic comp for Carnell Tate.
How do you feel about a Chris Olave comp?
Not even close. Chris Olave is so fluid and so smooth. Chris Olave can run actual routes. Carnell Tate doesn't run routes. I didn't see it. All I see is just him single covered by the second corner with no safety help and just burning some poor college kid. Like,
yeah, I think it's Zerline from NFL.com that says the comp is Olave. I've seen more than one comp, man. They're telling me Tate is the next Olave. And he's going to get
Chris
drafted.
Olave is a burner.
He's going to get drafted by the Saints and paired with his comp, man. And Tyler Shuck's going to light the world on fire with Olave and Tate.
That's wild. I mean, that's the bad comp just because Chris Olave he's a guy that can play all three receiver positions, but he's probably best used as a Y. And like Carnell Tate's an X receiver. Like, so like how are you going to comp him to Chris Olave, who is a 4.35 guy, who's small, who's shifty? Like that's a bad comp. My comp, Marvin Jones and Carnell Tate, much better. Or let's comp him to Marvin Harrison. How about that? That could be his high end. Not really a good high end, but I don't know what he did to me, but I just never liked his film, and I'm kind of I'm on my Quentin Johnson. Quentin Johnson was more of a flag plant because I had him at 8 that year. Mm-hmm. Like that was, you remember that? I was flat.
You were, man. You were. I tipped the cap to you on that year.
I have him at 6, dude, and this is not even a good wide receiver class, so like that's scary to me. I just don't think he's going to burn me. I just don't think he's going to be an all-pro. So that's why I'm willing to have him that low, because I think that law of averages tell me that Carnell Tate's going to be a fine player, but he's a second-round talent to me, and he's going to be drafted top 10. I don't like that. Galloway says, Taylor Decker to the Bears, please. Older player. How about that? Getting back with Ben Johnson. You like that?
I mean, I wouldn't hate it. They could use a tackle, but I don't know that it's money well spent. I think the Bears fans take the short view a lot because they don't know what it takes to build a quality organization that's going to have sustained success for multiple years, because they've never had that, and they've never seen that. And it's hard for Bears fans to take the long view. But I get it. You want to win now, and you do what you can to win now, and especially with Caleb on a rookie contract. So I'm not saying don't go all in when you got your quarterback playing well on a rookie deal, but temper expectations when it comes to free agents. Look to the draft. Look to build for the future, and not just get the best old dude that's available off the wire.
What are your thoughts on if the Cowboys counter offers for Maxx Crosby? What do you think the Ravens would have done? I don't think they would have. There's no way Jerry would have offered two number ones.
Cowboys were 1 and a 2, weren't they? They were a first and a second.
And maybe like 1, 2, and a 4, but they were never going to offer 2 firsts.
No,
Jerry won't do it.
No,
Jerry's very cheap.
Jerry has to know. He's like that guy in your fantasy football league that will only trade if he knows he's winning that trade. Like, he'll never take a fair trade offer or accept a fair trade offer where both teams may win, may lose, or it could go one way or the other. That's Jerry Jones, man. He's that guy in your league that just won't trade unless he's convinced he's winning.
Jerry Jones. We love Jerry Jones. He's a little slow, though.
Simple Jack, the story of a mentally impaired farmhand who can talk to animals, was a box office disaster that many critics called one of the worst movies of all time.
Got a good brain.
I think you've got a fine brain, Jack.
You make me happy.
But now the question is, can speed...
Leandro says, Bengals fan here. I give up. How discouraged are you? You mentioned that Joe Burrow might die now because Maxx Crosby. Are you pretty discouraged as a Bengals fan? Now, they weren't in the running for Maxx Crosby, but it's just the fact that now you have to face that guy.
Yeah, you're watching Hendrickson leave your team after you've fumbled the attempt to keep him there. So you're losing your best edge rusher, your best get after the quarterback player. And then the offensive line in Cincinnati has been not great for years. And you've got a lot of money tied up in your wide receiver room and quarterback, and that defense is not stopping anybody or slowing anybody down. So you're going to be behind having to throw, which gives the perfect opportunity for some of the best, absolute best edge rushers in the game right now to pin their ears back and to come after you, dude. Like, I don't know what the game plan is going to be against them other than to try and chip with tight ends and running backs and do everything you can to slow them down. And that's 6 games, man. That's a third of your schedule. So, oh, dude, I feel, and I like Cincinnati. I like Joe Burrow. I would love to see him stay upright the whole year. And I am absolutely terrified if I'm a Bengals fan. They need to go get Taylor Decker. They need to go get some more blocking help and hopefully put some more beef, some more meat around Burrow and slow these edge rushers down, and then get a competent defense to where you're not having to throw from behind and keep them honest. You're going to have, no one's going to believe you're running when you're in 3rd and long all the time.
Zach Taylor's also a moron. You remember that series that they had last year against the Browns where Joe Burrow got sacked 3 consecutive times? It was 1st and 10 on like the 18-yard line. Garrett got 2 of the 3 sacks and ended up being 4th and whatever from their own 2. And it was just like there was no time, and like they didn't try to run the ball, they didn't try to run a screen, like they couldn't block them. It's like I don't think I've ever seen a series like that in my life where it's just 3 straight sacks when the game was, was like a 1-score game. It wasn't, a 30-17 game in the 4th quarter. And like, I've never seen that before. That was such a Bengals series. Just like they're literally going to get Joe Burrow killed, and they have got him killed year in, year out.
How in the world is Zach Taylor the only head coach who kept his job in that division this year? That is just beyond me. It should have been a full division.
How long has he been coaching? He's been there since like 16.
I don't know offhand, man. It's too long. He should have been gone. It's getting to the point where you got to give up soon if you're a Bengals fan.
Blake still touting his boy Matthew Golden. I could see that. Maybe, I don't know. Jamison Williams is an elite athlete. Like, he's a gazelle, and I know Golden's 40 time. I just haven't seen him pop on film. He'll be a fine role player. My thing is, you didn't draft him to be a role player. You don't draft wide receivers in the 1st round to be role players.
Well, you draft him to be a wide receiver 1, and he's not that.
No, not yet. But you know what? Maybe we could be wrong. I think that the hate's going to go so far on him that Zach Taylor's been there since 2019. So actually, it's only been 6 years. That still feels like a long time with what's transpired there. He did go to 1 Super Bowl, but they didn't win it. One more thought on Matthew Golden. Like, the hate might go too far for Matthew Golden, where I will be in, maybe even a redraft, because if you can get him as like a wide receiver 6, right? Wide receiver 5, and they're obviously going to move on from Dubs, and Tucker Kraft's going to be definitely slow going, at least the early part of the year, if he plays at all, the first, month of the season. Like, that could be a nice value. And like, it's one of those guys where you take him in the 12th round. If it doesn't happen the first 4 weeks, you cut him. And like, but there is some inherent upside based on draft capital and speed. And Jordan Love. Jordan Love's good, man.
Yeah, my thought out the gate, given the fantasy community and the way they typically operate, is you and I will own no shares of Golden because nobody's going to let him fall that late. They're still going to buy into he was a first round pick. You lost other receivers there. That's going to be a good offense. Somebody is going to be a Golden or a Green Bay truther that takes him well before the 10th or 12th round.
So, Blake, I wonder if this comment, is this positive or negative for Colonel Tate? So we talked about it before, but Colonel Tate has been behind Marvin Harrison, Emeka Egbuka, and Jeremiah Love this whole time at Ohio State. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? So obviously his numbers will be suppressed based on that, but
not Jeremiah Love. You said Love. That's the running back from Notre Dame.
Oh, Jeremiah Smith. Sorry, yes. Jeremiah Smith. Thank you. This guy's woke. He's tired, and he's still fucking correcting me. I love it. My thing is the efficiency is why we're drafting Colonel Tate, right? It's because like he's so efficient, he doesn't drop passes. I like that. But like he better be efficient in that offense with those guys opposite him. You know what I'm saying? Taking all the double coverage.
And that's it. Is he going to be a one in the pros? Is he going to have a Jeremiah Smith on the other side that's going to open up his opportunities against the defense? No. I think part of Tate's success has been the fact he hasn't been the focal point, and he's had somebody amazing on the other side of the field. And you've seen Egbuka exceed expectations, and I think it'd be hard to argue against Smith as being the best receiver in college right now, the way that kid is looking and playing. Marvin's been a bit of a letdown in the pros as far as I'm concerned, but I don't know if that's a situation or if that's him.
Okay, Blake said he thinks it's a negative, and I tend to agree with you on that one. One last thought on Colonel Tate. He's T. Higgins, right? So T. Higgins, I feel like is a pretty valid, like recent comp for him. But the difference is T. Higgins is legitimately 225 pounds. You know what I mean? And like Colonel Tate's 192, like 30 pounds different and similar speed score, athletics.
No, he's not that light, is he?
Like, dude, 192. Yeah.
He doesn't look that small. I thought he was bigger than that.
That's thin. I saw some Reggie Wayne comparisons. I'm like, what are we? Reggie Wayne, like I get coming out. Reggie Wayne wasn't the highest touted prospect, but like Reggie Wayne's a Hall of Famer. Let's chill on some of these comps because I specifically remember Quentin Johnson comps being like Calvin Johnson. Like, dude, no, it's like the Trayvon Henderson thing. They're like, this is Jahmyr Gibbs. Like, no, if you want to give me Jeremiah Love is Jahmyr Gibbs, I can maybe give you that because the dude is a freak. But like Quentin Johnson ran a 4.5. I mean, like, just because he was bigger, like, dude, Calvin Johnson's a once in a generational player. Like Reggie Wayne was also, he wasn't like that type of prospect, but he had Peyton Manning too. So like how much of Reggie Wayne's success was tied to Peyton Manning? Like I'm pretty sure Colonel Tate's not going to be getting passes thrown to him from prime Peyton Manning, right? Nope. With the timing and all this stuff that went into Peyton Manning's offense. Like that's not happening, guys. So like that's just a bad comp. These comps for Colonel Tate's are terrible. Like give me Marvin Jones. That's my comp. Marvin Jones. Maybe Donovan Peoples-Jones. Maybe.
The people's receiver.
Yeah, TV says Rick Burrow.
Dude, absolutely. Speaking of Higgins, and we're on Cincinnati a little bit here, did you see that right now Buffalo's wide receiver room cost almost as much as Cincinnati's?
Josh Palmer makes a lot of money, bro.
Dude,
he makes a lot of money.
It's like $59 million for the Bills receivers, and it's like 62 or 4 million for the Bengals receivers. And you look at it's Higgins and Chase, like that costs the same as Keon Coleman and DJ Moore. Like, and dude, we are more true.
Shakir makes a little bit, but
yeah. Oh yeah, Shakir's the one making money. Coleman's on the rookie deal. But either way, I know they may restructure more and they may move some things around and whatever else. But as it stands right now, that's an equivalent receiver room. Like you're paying each of them the same amount of money. Like I don't know, bro. I don't know.
Bean is awful. Like I don't know how he has a job. Like they fired the wrong guy. Wrong kid died. Like they fired him. Sean McDermott should have a job. That's my stance. If you're gonna fire anyone, fire the GM. Fire the offensive coordinator, Joe Brady, who like, so they just promoted, they gave like Bean a raise and they promoted Joe Brady. Like that's just not the proper way to do business when like they're not looking themselves in the mirror and seeing what their actual problems have been.
Yeah, and that's
it was not Sean McDermott. Like Sean McDermott, he's a Matt LaFleur, right? Like he gets you there. He just like falters in the playoffs, but like you're talking about like one game sample sizes to me is not enough. Like I am much willing to ride with a guy that fails in the playoffs, that gets you division championships every year with pretty much an average roster if you take away the quarterback. Like, they are an average roster.
I know how much you appreciate a good analogy, right? And I feel like you fall down, you bash your knee, you're crying about it, right? And your parents like, oh, your knee, boom, and they punch you in the arm and you forget about the knee. Like, that's exactly what they did by firing McDermott. Like, you fixed nothing. The knee still hurts. I'm just distracted because my arm hurts now too.
Right. Exactly. Blake, Keon Coleman going to get traded in the draft during the draft.
Nobody wants him.
6th round pick, maybe. I mean, I could see him going to like the Steelers, but like at that point, you're compounding a bad pick by giving away for nothing. I think he could still be salvaged. The problem is that this current regime, including the GM and Joe Brady, threw him under the bus. So like, it'd be one thing if those guys threw him under the bus at the end of the season and they replaced those guys, and you could, it could be a reclamation project. But like, they literally called him out many different times in many different ways. So this is it for Keon Coleman. But like, what's the point of a 6th round pick? Like, what are we doing? At least keep him, because he offers something that no one else in that room really does. Josh Palmer a little bit could be that bigger X receiver, but Keon Coleman's a big body. Josh Allen does need a guy like that, and unfortunately, his tight ends never stay healthy. So, like, they have to keep.
Hopefully, you take that veteran leadership in a DJ Moore, and he learns how to act. Man, he learns how to practice, how to show up at meetings, how to conduct yourself like a professional, and he takes a step forward this year with a solid veteran in that wide receiver room as well. And I'd rather take that shot and miss than to trade him for garbage.
Yeah, that's a good call, Blake. That Joe Brady was the OC in Carolina when DJ Moore was there. So I saw an interview with DJ Moore talking about it. Yeah, and that was also his. I think if you want to go back and look at like the route tree he was running that specific year, or I think it was 1 or 2 years. That was, remember how he had the year in Carolina where it was all underneath stuff. There was also a year where he was running deep a lot, and he had like, it was like 60 catches for like 1,100 yards. Like, so that they're going to use him like how they were using Brandon Cooks, specifically downfield, playing outside, which DJ Moore is a smaller receiver, but for his size, for his stature, he's really elite at going downfield and running 9 routes and running big posts and big in breakers. Like, he can run those routes, and you can use him however you need him. Like, DJ Moore is not the best at any one thing, but DJ Moore can be used all over the field. I love DJ Moore. We've always loved DJ Moore, and I'm really going to be about him in fantasy this year. I really wonder. Oh, absolutely. We've always loved DJ Moore.
Absolutely. I'm always looking for Jack Doyle.
I gotta ask, Rob. Okay, do me a solid here. Everybody in the chat, please just type the response after Rob gives his opinion or before, so you're not swayed. But I had a conversation the other day, right after this trade happened. We're in a home league together. It's not Robbie's most important league, but I still feel like he respects it because it's mine.
Least important. It's $150. Least important. Sorry.
Yeah, I can't control that. But I said we do reverse draft order with how you finish from the year before. I happened to finish second. And I said, look, with this DJ Moore news, I love me some DJ Moore. I'm a homer. I'm about him. I think Joe Brady. I think all the things, like, he's going to take off. Wide receiver 1 in Buffalo. Josh Allen's going to be QB1 again, in my opinion. So I'm looking at the 1-2 turn and the 3-4 turn. I want to take Allen at the 1-2 turn, and I want to take DJ Moore at the 3-4 turn. And the other league mate I was discussing this with said there's no way that DJ Moore is available at the 3-4 turn this year in a 12-team league. And I want to know what the people think, and I want to know what Rob thinks.
Well, I would tell you, I'm not going to look at the chat. I can tell you what I think. He's going to be a end of 4th, early 5th round pick. He'll be going in that George Pickens range from last year. Like, it's because Josh Allen spreads the ball around, right? He steals rushing touchdowns. James Cook has 15 rushing touchdowns a year. Like, he's fine. He's gonna be good. But like, if we're gonna expect a Chris Olave like year this year from him, I think you're mistaken. He's gonna have to live on touchdowns because he's not gonna have 100 catches. He's not gonna have 1,400 yards. I guess you could say the Stephon Diggs comparison of what Diggs did in those years. I feel like this offense has really shifted to a spread the ball around whoever's open. I know maybe it was out of necessity because they didn't have a true number 1, but DJ Moore is also not really a true number 1. He is a 1.5, right? Is that fair to say?
It is to a certain degree, but he's their wide receiver one. He's in an offense that's going to move the ball, that's going to score points. And Allen does have a propensity to lean on a one receiver when he has it, and he hasn't always had that true one receiver. And again, I'm a DJ Moore homer, so for me, I'm like, he'll be there at the 3-4 turn. I'm reaching, but when you pick at the turn, sometimes you got to reach to get your guy. And I like to double up, so the Allen Moore at each turn, I feel like I'm there, dude. That's an easy pull, and he's telling me there's no way.
And let's also preface that with your league is 6 for a passing touchdown with first downs, like, so it is quarterback centric. And you know what? Maybe later tonight, if the people oblige us, we can do ourselves an Underdog best ball draft and see where he goes. We need 25 total likes, subscribers, and super chats. And we will do an Underdog draft at some point tonight, later in the show. 25 total likes, super chats, and super chat dollars and subscribers. We have 11 likes so far and no subs and no supers. So we are 11 out of 25 of the way there. So support your boys. We'll do an Underdog draft and check out where DJ Moore's going. We did this right after we did the last one with Chaz on Wednesday, right after the David Montgomery trade happened. And we were getting David Montgomery RB29. And this is after the trade happened. I feel like he's going to be probably running back 24 now, right?
At least, dude, if not higher than that. And then did you see Mixon got released today? Does he ever play in the NFL again? Where does he sign?
No, Mixon's done. If he signs, it's going to be literally a veteran minimum deal somewhere to be a backup, like an insurance policy, because I don't even want him as my backup because he just doesn't have the juice anymore. So much tread. He's 30 years old. Like he is one of those guys that just, when it's done, it's done. And Joe Mixon coming off a major injury, so much work, wasn't the fastest guy, ever coming out. So like, I love Joe Mixon, but
yeah,
he's gone.
He's the dodo bird right now.
Yeah, he's gone, and it sucks. But he had a good career and also kept his nose clean after punching that chick in the face in college. I'm gonna hit you guys with the intro. Be back with all your questions after this. All right, so some people asking about AJ Brown. I don't know about AJ Brown. I think it's Patriots or bust for AJ Brown. I think the Bills would have been a decent spot for him. I could even have seen a team like the Ravens go for him, but it's going to take a first-round pick. I believe that they should trade a first-round pick for AJ Brown because they're in that win-now mode of, like, you have Drake May, who's elite on a rookie contract. Like, you got to go for it now. And with that 30th pick, I think they have a 31st pick. Like, you're not getting a better receiver for this upcoming season at 31. You might not get a better receiver for next year at pick 31. So AJ Brown is still, in his prime. I think he's not quite where he was 2 years ago. Still an elite receiver. So, Nico, AJ Brown to the Patriots, are you giving up that first-round pick, the end of the first-round pick for him? You got to pay him too.
If I'm the Patriots, they don't have much else. They let Diggs walk. I know there's some booty love out there, but you got to support Drake May. You got to help that man succeed. And I think AJ Brown is still a legit talent. I think he's been in a rough situation where Hurts has been rushing the touchdowns or they've been leaning on Saquon. I don't think Brown's lost anything. I'd give that up all day.
And I think the one negative that comes with AJ Brown, now usually we see this with Diggs in particular, the first year is always like kind of a honeymoon phase. And some of the worry with AJ Brown is he's kind of a knucklehead, right? He's kind of a diva. He's kind of a distraction. Mike Vrabel has ties to AJ Brown. Mike Vrabel has that locker room fucking tight, bro. And AJ Brown will not be a problem on the Patriots. Would you agree? Like, absolutely. He's going to come in there and be in his best behavior. Where if he goes to a shitty team like the Raiders, he might be a problem, right? Like if he goes to the Browns or Raiders, he'll be a problem. He will not be a problem on the Patriots, at least not the first year.
I think part of that, like you said, is Vrabel holding that locker room down tight, but he's a player's coach, and he does have experience with AJ through Tennessee. But whenever you have a player's coach, they tend to hold that locker room a little tighter emotionally, I think, than some of the other coaches do. And there's no way that he's going to let anything waver. They've got solid building blocks there. They're an established team who made a push in the playoffs this year. It's not a what if, it's not a can we, like you saw it, just build on it. And that's going to be it. They're going to progress from what they were this year. They held Diggs in check. Diggs wasn't a headache or a problem, even with all his off the field bullshit this year. Diggs wasn't an issue for that team. And Brown has a cleaner head than Diggs, in my opinion.
Yeah, he's not doing that cocaine on the boat. That, what is it, pink cocaine? I want to try some of that.
Yeah,
if they don't get AJ Brown, who should they go for? Because I heard a lot of Alec Pierce rumors. Like, unfortunately, Alec Pierce and Keyshawn Boutte kind of play the same position. Like, they're both X receivers, big-bodied X receivers. Now, Pierce a little quicker, a little faster for downfield stuff, but Boutte is a great ball hawk. So, like, I think that's an upgrade, but it's not really an upgrade. I think that's a lateral move from getting rid of Diggs. I would rather have Pierce and Diggs, but for their specific needs, I feel like that's a lateral move. They need a bigger splash, and there's really not any bigger names. I mean, we have Wan'Dale Robinson. They already have Pop Douglas.
It's Mike Evans all day for me.
Yeah.
It is. I think he still has enough to separate. He's going to win at the point of contention. He's going to be the guy that's going to continue to lead the locker room with young receivers up there. And he's going to leave it all out there on the field. And that's the type of player that they're looking for in New England. That's the type of guy that fits Vrabel's role. You heard a lot of Mike Evans talk to Buffalo, but now that DJ Moore's gone there, I think that's out the window. Diggs is out. Evans, and he's your veteran replacement.
This wide receiver free agent class is gross. Like, Alec Pierce, Wan'Dale Robinson, Romeo Doubs, Juwan Jennings, Mike Evans, and Rashid Shaheed. Like, Mike Evans is the best name, but he's a geezer. And, like, that's your best name. Is so, like, Alec Pierce is going to get a fucking bag of money.
Way too much.
I love Alec Pierce, but, like, way too much money.
Yeah.
Like, Jesus, man. And, you know, George Pickens is just salty as fuck looking at that room with the teams that need wide receivers and what he could bring to a team, getting franchise tag when he can be getting more money per year and a 4-year deal. So the Cowboys can't really afford to pay him what another team could. So this is going to go well into training camp and OTAs, right?
And that's why they didn't hit him with the transition tag, because then other teams could give him an offer the Cowboys would have to match or lose him. So that's why they franchise tagged him, because they don't want anybody else give him an offer. They know that they're in trouble.
David Montgomery, we were just talking about it earlier, Hetzer, in the best balls right after the trade. Now, I don't know if the market hadn't adjusted, the ADP hadn't adjusted, but still, you think a savvy room should take him earlier. We got him in the end of the 5th, early 6th round. He's saying David Montgomery gone in round 2. Let's just talk more like running back ranks. Like, he will probably settle into that running back dead zone, like running back 20, would you say, in PPR, just because he's not going to catch a lot of passes. And they do like Woody Marks. I know they've been pretty adamant about the fact they don't think Woody Marks is a all-purpose 3-down back. And he also is in the fucking blue tent every goddamn game, tent merchant. But, like, they do like Woody Marks as an ancillary piece, and I feel like it's going to be like a 60-40 split. Would you agree with that?
I don't think it's going to be quite 60-40. I think they're going to give Monty the chance to win that offense. I think they're going to give him every opportunity to run away with it, pun intended. But his age and his miles concern me a little bit as well. I think they're going to let Montgomery cook until he doesn't, dude. I think if he's the hot hand, they're going to ride him. I think most games, unless Monty struggles, I'm thinking like 80-20. I think Monty's going to go RB2, somewhere between 12 and 15 is my guess.
And what is nice about, like, the pairing, you know, it's like a good wine with a meal, like David Montgomery with that Texans defense, like, they want to change the culture. And let's not forget, the weakest part of that Texans offense, which is saying a lot because there's a lot of weak parts, was red zone and goal line stuff, right? Remember a couple games where they were throwing the ball 3 straight times on 1st and goal from like the 3 because Nick Chubb wasn't getting it done. Woody Marks isn't big enough and their offensive line is trash. And I know the offensive line will still be problematic, but David Montgomery is a guy that can kind of just like change the culture there and like in the way they want to run the ball. David Montgomery can take on 2 guys. He can punch it in. I mean, we saw the touchdown numbers as a secondary piece there in Detroit. Now, I know Detroit had the most red zone and goal line rushing attempts in the league all those years, but I feel like they're not going to get blown out of games. As long as CJ Stroud doesn't do playoff CJ Stroud of throwing 3 picks and fumbling, like David Montgomery should get a lot of work. And even if the snap share isn't what you said, let's say it's 65-35, like who's getting the goal line work? It's Montgomery. Who's getting the salt in the game away? It's David Montgomery. Who's getting the early down work? It's David Montgomery. That's 3 things that should be 18 touches a game with the high value touches. So he will be a value, right?
For sure. I think he's 10 plus touchdowns easy.
Yeah, Faded said Crosby trade opinion. We talked about it at the top of the show, Faded, but we like it for both teams. We love the fact that the Raiders have 1, 14, and 33 now, 3 picks in the top 33. And we talked about how the Ravens haven't had an elite pass rusher, as far as I can remember, besides Kyle Van Noy, since they've had Lamar in his prime. And they had a lot of years. There's a lot of years I looked back 6 years where the leading sack getter on the Ravens was like 5 sacks. They got it done as a unit, where now you can have a guy where you can pencil in. It's not even about the sack number, but you're going to get 12 or 13 sacks. You're going to get those splash plays. He actually gets picks. He gets strip sacks. He gets almost as many pressures as a guy like Micah Parsons, and he plays every single snap.
Sets the tackles for a loss, all those things, man. There's so many intangibles that he brings to a defense and to a team, and so many things that don't show up on a stat sheet. His level of energy and try hard is just off the charts.
How do we feel about Zay Flowers next year? I'm gonna tell you this. I love him now because they were most certainly going to take. They were debating taking a first-round receiver. Now they don't have their first-round pick, and they still have some holes to fill, Nick. So I feel like they're going to bring in, a Rashad Bateman level player. It's not going to be a Alec Pierce or one of these guys. So Zay Flowers' target share is intact. And I'm the biggest Zay Flowers fan in the world, man. That guy can't be guarded. And you have another year older for Mark Andrews. So Mark Andrews will catch his touchdowns, but he's not taking away volume. And I just feel like the way this team's going to operate, they're going to have to lead a lot. I know that doesn't always work for fantasy receivers, but it does for a guy like Zay Flowers because he is a big play merchant. I see a lot of those, games where they're up by 14 in the third quarter, play action bound to Zay Flowers. I think this could be one of those, based on the year we had last year from the Ravens, the fuck you tour years, where it's like Lamar, he does this every other year, right? Where he wins the MVP, and he throws for fucking 38 touchdowns. This is probably one of the last years Lamar will be in his true prime. And you could say he took a step back and maybe he's not the same player, but what does Tom Brady always say? What you lose in athleticism, you gain in mental fortitude and knowledge of the game. And Lamar has made that jump every year as a passer, minus last year, which was just a lost year. But as a passer, I'm not worried about Lamar. His numbers went down last year based on the fact he was hurt and he wasn't the same player dynamically. So it hurt his passing because he wasn't trusting his legs. He wasn't trusting his base to throw. He was making inaccurate throws. But I think Zay Flowers to the moon this year, man. And I had some exposure last year, and that was actually his best year. Of course, the least shares I had of Zay Flowers was last year. But I feel like this year he's going to go in that same range, right? The Zay Flowers range. It's wide receiver 23 every single year. This could be the year, Nico.
Yeah, I think people are going to perennially sleep on Zay Flowers the same way they always have on Mike Evans and Keenan Allen and even DJ Moore to a certain degree. Those are a few names that come to mind that you can draft at a value every single year, regardless of what they did the year before. The whole fantasy community is going to sleep on them the next year. I think the question with Baltimore is coaching and coordinators and what we expect that offense to be, how much you expect it to change. Likely to be gone. You mentioned Andrews, who knows what he's got left in the tank or how healthy he can stay. You don't have a lot of pass catching options. I mean, Mitchell out of the backfield a little bit, but I don't know who else on that team is going to take a lot of work away from Flowers. I kind of expect them to go out and get one of these veteran free agent receivers still and put somebody opposite of Flowers to take a little attention away, which I think only helps in the big picture as far as opportunities and touchdowns for Flowers. So I'm on it, man. Me and you are going to be fighting for Flowers in our league.
Yeah, the league I care about least because it's a $150 buy-in. You're a pussy. Hetzer says, Rob, you need Nick on the show more. He knows ball. Well, if you didn't hear Hetzer, Nico made the announcement. He is back in a full-time capacity based on how I operate with my guests. Storey's the one, 2-3 days a week. Everyone else, 1 day a week. Let's not forget, if you guys, I mean, obviously a lot of you guys don't know, Nico was my number one. It was just me and you for 2 years doing football shit before we did the live stream. So Nico does know ball. And what I love about you, Nico, I get the list could go on. It's like what I would give my wife, right? Like all the things I love about her. And there's like the bottoms, things I hate about her, but she doesn't want to read that part. That's an invisible ink. Is you're a big Niners fan, like one of the biggest homers I know, but you're not a biased Niners fan. You're not like some of these Eagles fans. Like you tell it how it is, and you don't draft your team players too high. You don't overrate them. You're a realist, and you just happen to have this insider knowledge of the Niners, which I really appreciate.
Man, thank you so much, and a ton of respect, and I learned it from watching you. That's why I did all right for them a couple of years, man. You rubbed off on me, and I am a homer, dude, a self-admitted homer, and I want to do everything I can to root for my boys. There's times I'll even put 49er football ahead of fantasy football, which is about the dumbest thing you could possibly do, because 49ers aren't going to give me nothing when they win. But that's what I grew up rooting for, man. I grew up in this game and in this league just as a fanboy, well before fantasy existed. And it's for the love of the game, man. Every single week to watch the game. I take my phone, goes upstairs. I don't even have my phone on me when I'm watching Niner games. Fantasy doesn't matter. The world doesn't matter. I'm in my team, my game, my mode, down in my man cave. And that's, I think, my passion for this game comes through with my analysis and my drive to kind of just get after it, dude. And I'm competitive and I want to win, but at the end of the day, it's nothing but love, man, for the NFL. And I know you got a lot of haters out there, a lot of conspiracy theorists that are talking about this is now WWE and it's staged and it's whatever. And
Clowns.
To them, I say, just go away. You don't got to worry about it, man.
We don't need you. We don't need you. You kind of dated yourself saying that you were watching the Niners before fantasy. And I don't know what dated yourself more, that or your fucking gray beard.
It's really unfair. It's my team. It's my quarterback. And if you guys do that, man, it's unfair. We lost as a team.
You
lost as a team.
Yeah. Oh, man.
All right, we got a canine question here. Before I get to that, guys, we still only have 11 likes. If we get up to 25 likes, boys, 25 likes, subs, or super chat dollars, we're doing a live underdog draft here in a little bit if we get up to that point. Otherwise, we'll just talk ball. No worries. Before I get to anything else, though, I do want to shout out Downtown Sports, our sister program on the show. And I want to give a shout out to the Patreon subscribers. Appreciate all of you guys that are in the Discord and the Patreon. You guys are awesome. Support your boys here, man. Besides just supporting us, which is a big part of what I need to keep the show going 7 fucking nights a week. Access to the Discord community fantasy leagues. We have one spot left in the Dynasty League. Dynasty Startup. Play against me, Nico, Tom, Storey, Ray, Chaz. And we're going to do about 5 or 6 redraft leagues as well for next season. Guest appearances on the pod. Come talk football with me and Nico. Free merchandise giveaways. I got more hats coming in. We got shirts coming in. I give away a free hat every single month and send it to you free of charge. And you get access to my early betting plays. 96 and 58 last year, gentlemen. 205 and 125 all time. These are all even odds prop bets. So you're actually going to make money. You can still get these plays on Saturday night, but the odds are not going to be the same. I bet these fuckers on Wednesday during the season. So they're going to change generally in my favor. So, if you like betting, you like making money, you like fantasy, you like the community. The community is the best part of this fucking show. Like-minded individuals, no hates. We talk a lot of shits, but it's respectful shit, Nico. It's very respectful. That's the key.
It is, man. If you can throw heart-shaped shit around, it is way better than throwing just emoji poop-shaped shit around,
100%. So if you're interested, professionalfanatics.com, or just go to the description of this video and the link is in there, or just go to Patreon, Professional Fanatics. What do we call the Discord? Get in the Discord. That's the chat. 70 people strong, fantasy chat, live chat, shit talking chat, the best chat. What do we call it, Nico? It's the
place to be.
The place to be.
What do you call it, Kramer? It was. Come on, Rudy. Come on. We call it the place. The place to be. Yes.
All right, where's Kenneth Walker going? Now, This video is a little dated, It's a little dated, but we still call him the Tiny Dancer on this program. I'm still calling him the Tiny Dancer. I don't care.
That's it, man. He has
going
been
back
for
to
years.
Seattle. You think he's going back to Seattle? Like,
I do.
sure?
No, nothing's for sure. And they got to pay a lot of people, man. And that's why they didn't already get the deal done with him. But I think the recipe for success is get Charbonnet healthy, bring Walker back, run it back again. And they've got the cap space to do it. They don't have a ton of holes they need to go out and fill any other way. But I also see the world where you just draft a running back and get something close to what Kenneth Walker is. I don't think he's an elite, irreplaceable talent either. So Seattle could go either way, but that'd be my favorite, man, is for him to go back there. I'm hearing Denver has some love right there for him.
Dude, Denver hates RJ Harvey, bro. They're trying to get, and the problem is, it's one thing to like go out and make the move. They are actively putting this out there that we're going to go after this guy, this guy, this guy. And obviously they need someone else. They do, because J.K. Dobbins is done. Even if he is an afterthought, he's gone. But like maybe a Tyler Algier, maybe a Tony Pollard if he gets cut. That makes sense. I wouldn't worry too much if I was an RJ Harvey dynasty owner or a guy that liked him for next year. But like they are like putting it out in the ether that like they're bringing someone in and this guy's going to be the starter and RJ Harvey's going to be that receiving down back, which makes no sense because they overdrafted him last year. He was fine last year. But Kenneth Walker, how much money do you think he's going to fetch? Because I think it's $14 million a year.
Ooh,
I really do.
Man. Really? $14 million a year.
I heard that ETN's going to fetch like 9 or 10. But like Kenneth Walker's definitely worth more just based on his postseason alone, man. Right? Like Super Bowl MVPs get overpaid, they get overvalued, and Kenneth Walker is just a much better player than Travis Etienne. Travis Etienne's a pipsqueak.
Yeah, I'll give you that. And then maybe it's a front-loaded contract, so it doesn't hurt the team as much. I also see a world where John Harbaugh loves a good run game, and he's up in New York with Scadaboo, the brain smasher, the head through a brick wall type. I see a world where Kenneth Walker and Scadaboo are the guys holding it down for the Giants, and they have the ability to spend right now too with Dart under a super cheap contract. So I think it's Denver or it's the Giants for me if he doesn't come back to Seattle on a home team discount. But Seattle ain't bringing him back at no $12 million a year, dude.
No, I think it's more than that, honestly. Nap guy with the $5 super chat. Thank you. Put a comment in next time. We'll read your comment. It could just be Nico is handsome. Nico looks old. Nico looks tired. Nico has a giant dick. Could be any of those things. Anything about Nico or football related. Appreciate you. We are up to 19 now. 14 likes, $5 in supers.
I got 2 kids I'm super proud of, man, and I represent that right here in the gray beard, dude. I had none of this before my second kid, and she is just like me, dude. 6 years old. She is a little Nick O running around this world. Y'all better look out for her. But that is all of that great.
Is that the same as a woman? Is that the same as a woman being overweight?
I'm holding on to this though. Look at nice, pretty brown, solid up there, baby. Solid. So I'll take
now, Nico, your wife still has a pretty solid physique, being a mother of 2 in her age. Like she probably looks the same as she did in high school from what I see. But like that, was it the same as you're saying your beard represents you have kids? That'd be the same as like a chick that's like chunky, that's like 220, being like, you know what? These kids, I'm wearing it loud and proud. Like that's the same thing, right?
Absolutely.
Oh,
man.
absolutely.
I love that mama too, dude. Good on her, dude. You represent them kids, man. You be proud of those stretch marks and that cellulite, dude. I love it.
Not me. I have dogs. I don't have kids. But if my wife were to try to pull that card, I'd be like, bitch, you hit the gym. Andre says, Rob, what's up with Dahlman just retiring on us like that? Big ass loss. Big ass loss. I'll say this. He's a Stanford grad. We've seen this in the past with Andrew Luck. His dad was an NFL player. Like, who better to know the issues down the line with playing the NFL that long than a guy that went to Stanford, that's very bright. His dad played in the NFL. Like he's made what, $40-50 million. That's more than enough money. That's not everyone has to be Walter White, who's like, I need more money. Now it's kind of a bitch move, but I'm not gonna slander a guy just for looking out for his future because
what was he's fine. You're the movie expert here. What was the one with Denzel Washington, man, where like he was made out of glass, right? Like he break all the time.
Oh, that's not Denzel. That's Samuel L. Jackson. That's Unbreakable.
Yeah,
and glass. Yeah.
Okay, so that's exactly that. My point is, you don't want to be that guy, man. At the end of your career, you want to be able to walk and talk and live your life.
Jerome Bettis.
Go enjoy that money and watch the people that have come after you generationally enjoy that money. You don't want to sit there drooling on yourself in a chair, man. Like, more power to him. If he's smart enough and has enough to go live the rest of his life and set his family up, mad respect. Love you. This is a game, man. Forget the game. Go take care of your family.
As a Bears fan, it's still bullshit because we're pretty fucked now. Like, we had ourselves a pretty cheap.
But you made the trade. Option. Dude, you made a trade for a center that is better than any free agent center available right now, in my opinion, dude. A fifth rounder for Bradbury is a steal. Why Minnesota let Bradbury go after being a first-round pick, after 4 years in the league? He is a top 5 center when Minnesota cuts him, in my opinion, and they bring Kelly in. Okay, well, Kelly's a top 5 center too, and you got him for less money. I get what Minnesota did. Now, though, Bradbury comes available for a 5th. I still think he's a top 10 center in this league. I think he's better than any free agent. He's better than Cushberry. He's better than Glasgow.
Well, Linderbaum's a tier above, but he's going to cost so much money, bro.
That's my point. Any other center that you can afford or get.
Yeah, right. What about Shaheed in New England? Do you like that? He's weird, such a weird player, but he's so small. But elite. They would have the best 2 returners in the world if they bring in Shaheed.
Him and Jones, yeah,
Jones and fucking Shaheed.
Yeah, that'd be crazy. The fact that you already got that covered on the special teams side of things, I don't think they spend the money because he's not worth the money just for the receiver side of things. And then shout out Galloway. That's TD's guy, man. TD's been in his league.
No, we all know Galloway.
Okay,
you know
just
Galloway.
That, no.
Galloway. I know. I bowl with Galloway for years. He cuts his sleeves up. He's like Mac from Sunny.
I forgot about you, Galloway. Bowlers. You guys and your big black balls.
Yeah, well, you know what? Big black balls and Asian penises. That's what we have. It looks really weird with those giant balls and that 3-inch dick. Andre says, I mean, Monte could easily have 10 touchdowns in that offense. I feel like that's almost his floor.
Double-digit touchdowns all day, dude. I'm with you, Andre.
Did you see the practice clips of Maxx Crosby playing running back and tight end? I did. Did you see that? Dude,
just one hand
he's
in
a
him.
Psycho. Dude, no, he's running. He's a monster. I love Maxx Crosby. I wish the Bears had him, but you know what? The price and the draft picks, like, that's really not how we've built this team. And although we are kind of one player away, unfortunately now our offensive line has issues. Our secondary has issues. And we're paying Montez Sweat, that trade. I hate it when they made it.
What issues does
he
the
is
offensive
just not
line have?
good.
What's your problem with the O-line?
We need a left tackle. We need a center. Well, I guess we don't need a center
anymore.
Need a
center. You got one, dude.
You love him. You love him.
You're gonna be fine. You're gonna be fine with him at center. Excuse me. With him at center, and then your right tackle's holding it down. You got good guards. You got an all-pro guard, right? Like, didn't Tooney win like Protector of the Year or something crazy?
We did. We did love Joe Tooney, yeah.
Yeah, dude. So a serviceable left tackle is all you need, man. You guys are in good shape. Bears are gonna run that division.
Faded said, too bad Maxx has to be the 3rd best pass rusher in his division. I will still take Maxx Crosby over TJ Watt all day, every day.
I would.
But here's a funny comment, though. Maxx Crosby is going to fucking kill old man Aaron Rodgers, too, if he's starting again. So he has to go against Maxx Crosby. And, that's just – we're talking about Burrow dying. Like, Aaron Rodgers actually will die. Burrow will just, miss a season. Aaron Rodgers might actually die next year if he comes back and plays.
And Crosby is such a feel-good story too, man. I love the backstory with him. He's you know what I think he is for me? He's the jelly roll of the NFL, man. Like, you saw him come in, like, he wasn't real cut physically, no tattoos, like, wasn't this elite talent. And then he's just been grinding and getting after it and killing it, dude, and being the hardest working man in the room. And now, like, he's tatted up, dude. He's stacked. He's ready to roll. He's wrecked his shit. That's the same way you saw Jelly come through the Grand Ole Opry, man, come through country music. Like, I've been listening to him since, dude, late 90s, early 2000s as a rapper. And to see where he's come from there now to this country artist, like, Maxx Crosby is the jelly roll of the NFL, man. I love it. Look at both their backstories.
Wild take. Also, let's not forget Darren Wall. So if you didn't know, Maxx Crosby had a bunch of drug and alcohol issues, and so did Darren Waller. So apparently the Raiders are the spot if you're coming off of these issues. So Josh Gordon should have gone to the fucking Raiders, and he'd be an all-timer. You know what I'm saying? They definitely resurrect their career there, man.
Yep, absolutely.
This is for you. TB says, shout out TB, appreciate you. Are the Chiefs still the NFL's dynasty? Yeah, it's Tom Brady, baby. Are the Chiefs still the NFL's dynasty? I'm going to grab a beer while you answer that. So still the dynasty of the NFL. They have a lot of holes. Did you like the trade that they made? They traded Duffman. Do you like that trade? And just Xavier Worthy is on that team. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, go get you a beer, man. I'll hold this one down for a second for TB12. I don't think the Chiefs are the dynasty anymore. I think you saw them fall off. I think Kelsey's done. You see them struggling to keep their offensive line together. Their defense is decent. They're going to be losing a linebacker. You already saw them lose McDuffie. As a Niner fan, I hate the McDuffie trade because now he's in the NFC West and they got to go against him twice a year. And that kid is a baller. But at the end of the day, you take the early pick that he was, and you use him for 4 years, you pick up the 5th-year option, and then you move him for a first plus. It is super smart football, man. GMs and ownership and everybody in that front office in Kansas City, and Andy Reid included, all know exactly what they're doing. And it's so hard to discount them any year. And there's a real world where they're back and they're competitive, but Denver's gotten better. The Chargers have gotten better. I don't know that you got enough offensive weapons. I don't like any receivers on the Chiefs. I don't think any of them are worth a hoot. They got to go get a running back still. Mahomes can't do it all by himself is what we saw last year. And the McDuffie trade makes sense. I get it because you can't keep him anyway. So you're going to let a guy go in a year and you turn it into the picks that they did. Just genius, dude. I don't want to admit it, but I hate the Chiefs even more after that trade. They're helping the Rams.
The Chiefs don't value corners either. The Chiefs have done this so many times. They don't value corner. They get value for them. Like L'Jarius Sneed, what has he done since they traded him?
Yeah,
nothing.
Various Ward was another one.
There you go. I think the answer to this is there is no such thing as a dynasty in the NFL. The way it's set up and with the depth right now.
No, they were.
Josh Allen.
They were a dynasty.
No, they were. I'm saying by going forward, there's no dynasties because Josh Allen has not even had a Super Bowl appearance. Lamar Jackson does not have a Super Bowl appearance. You have the defending champs are Seahawks, who have the toughest division in football. Your team, the Niners, have Kyle Shanahan. The Bears are up and coming. The Packers are amazing. The Patriots aren't going away. Like you mentioned, the entire division that they have with the Broncos and the Chargers. Like, and now you have the next year possibly with one of the best quarterback class coming in. Like this league, team like I know it's weird to say the Jaguars, but like they won 8 straight games to finish the year. Like there's a lot of depth in the NFL right now. And there's not a lot of. I'd say the best team right now next year I would have faith in is probably the Rams. Just because they're running it back and Matt Stafford will stay healthy on that team and they have Puka and Devontae Adams for one more year, like, and the McDuffie trade, like there's just so many teams that I could give you have a chance. And usually in the past, it was we'd have like 4 or 5 teams where like could win. Now I feel like it's like 8 or 9. I mean, the fact that we had the Patriots versus Seahawks in the Super Bowl, I know it was a wacky year, but like it was a wacky year in both conferences. Usually you have one of those teams, like one conference that's weird, where that team gets blown out in the Super Bowl by 30 points. Like that doesn't happen anymore. There's no more Super Bowl blowouts. I know this one was kind of a blowout, but it was a 1-score game, a 2-score game in the third quarter. So it could have been close. And just the NFL has so much parity. That's the word. The parity in the NFL right now is unmatched. And I don't think it's going away because the Chiefs, unless Patrick Mahomes can get back to what he was doing, we haven't seen it for 2.5 years now, Nick. It's not like he's all of a sudden going to be a god again. And he's also coming off an ACL injury and they have cap issues. Yep. And Andy Reid old as shit.
Yep. I don't know how many years Reid's got left in him. The AFC West and the NFC West are such good divisions. It's so hard to take any one team out of those as even a division winner, let alone a Super Bowl favorite. But I'm with you, dude. Those Rams are going all in, and they're going to be stacked. And I'm terrified of LA this year. I like that the Niners get them in Australia for their home game. Like it's a little bit of even playing field, but I don't think the Niners win the division. if I'm being honest, and it stinks to.
No,
to
we
feel
all know
that
the
way.
Cardinals are. We all know the Cardinals are winning that division. I mean, come on, Cardinals. What do you think? The odds are usually capped at like 200 to 1 for a division winner, right? Because but they should make the Cardinals 500 to 1.
At least
Honestly, because
1,000 to 1.
Dude, there's just who's ever gonna place that bet? Just because there's a 0% chance
it ain't gonna happen.
That the Cardinals, no, there's just no way. The Cardinals won't even make the playoff. There's no way they make the playoffs, but like definitely not winning that division. No way, no how.
So Galloway wants to know what if Diggs goes to Baltimore. It's like I said earlier, man. Take one of these veteran receivers and put him opposite of Flowers, and you're gonna open Flowers up even more. It's gonna help him. I think it's gonna take you can't always cheat to that side. You can't always have the trailing corner with the over the top safety on that side to take Flowers out of it. If you put a good receiver next to him, but they don't have that receiver right now on their team.
The Bears are trading for Patriots center Garrett Bradbury. Nico loves Bradbury. He wants to suck him off. That's your boy, right?
Top 10 center all day, still age 30. Like I said, outside of Linderbaum, there's nobody else better that they could have got, man. Let Biadasz go to the Chargers. Let Cushenberry or Glasgow go wherever. I grew up in the trenches, man. I played O-line. I coached semi-professional on the D-line. Like, I watch football. I don't watch the ball. I don't watch what's happening. I watch the linemen, man. I watch what's happening in the trenches, and it's all won and lost there. And I don't think you lose much from Dahlman to Bradbury, personally.
All right, let's talk about some free agents. We're caught up in the comments finally. Let's start with quarterbacks. I'm curious your take with Malik Willis, because he's going to make so much fucking money. And is it justified, like, off of 5 games? Everyone is just forgetting the Titans experience, and it was awful, and it was just as bad as Will Levis, right? And no one wants anything to do with Will Levis. And I respect LaFleur. I respect the Packers infrastructure they have there, and that's where Willis succeeded. And it's like, well, he did it as a backup. Well, I also saw Joshua Dobbs dominate as a backup. Jacoby Brissett's been fine. Like, so $30 million a year is what it's probably going to take for Malik Willis. So do you think it's worth it for him?
I do. And I think the world that we live in now is, what have you done for me lately? And what Malik Willis did in Tennessee is irrelevant. He has been in Green Bay. You saw him succeed in a backup role where he's coming and had to start and had to produce. He prepares like a starter. He plays like a starter, and he's ready to take that next step with another team. And because you sucked with a previous team, aka Baker Mayfield, Sam Darnold, like whatever other success story or reclamation project you want to look at, that shit happens every single year, man. Mac Jones is looking like he should be a starter again. Darnold just went and won a Super Bowl. Baker's killing it down there. Like, when you get away from a garbage ass dumpster fire organization, you can be successful. And Tennessee was not the place to be successful. Willis wasn't ready coming out of school. He got thrown in the deep end too early. I saw him perform, dude. I saw him stand up and almost hold it to a Jordan Love level. And Love is getting tons of money. I think Willis is absolutely worth the money. I think he's going to be starting quarterback in this league. He's going to be competitive. He's going to get his shot, same as any of these other guys should. And their early picks, their reclamation projects, their what have you, trade candidates. Either way, the kicker for me, though, with Willis, everybody likes to say he's going to go to Miami, right? You got the Green Bay connection in their front office. You got Halfley down there. You got whatever else. I don't see that being the connection. Miami's paying $99 million in dead money to Tua, dude. The highest ever. Dude. Like, just a dumb amount of money, right? I don't see that. I see the LaFleur connection, dude. You got Willis, successful in a LaFleur offense in Green Bay. His brother is now the head coach in Arizona, running a LaFleur offense in Arizona with a Marvin Harrison Jr. who's been underwhelming but still has potential. And Arizona doesn't have $99 million dead money because of Kyler. They have some, but not $99 million. And that LaFleur offense is going to put some weapons around him, and he's going to have a much better chance to be successful in Arizona. It ain't going to be year one. He's not going to come out and win 10 games for the Cardinals. I'm not getting too excited about it. But at the end of the day, he's going to set himself up for better success. And in a few years, you might see the Cardinals doing something where if he goes to Miami, I don't think it plays out, man. I think he flops there. I think it's money well spent by the Cards, and that's exactly where he ends up and deserves a shot to start given what he's done with his time in Green Bay.
Miami is a dumpster fire. Here's the problem with the Cardinals. They have a lot of weapons. I don't like it for fantasy purposes because, okay, I'll give you this. Malik Willis has a very strong arm.
That's a nice muscly throwing arm you got there.
Thanks.
Got a nice tip for you right here in my pocket for my arthritis. Why don't you reach in there and fish it out for yourself?
Love Family Guy.
That would kill Marvin Harrison and Michael Wilson and Trey McBride, honestly. Like, I'm not saying Malik Willis can't run an offense. I like Malik Willis as a fantasy prospect and player more than I like him as a real life player. I know he looked good with Green Bay, but like
I like him better than Brisket in Arizona, and you saw those guys be successful.
$30 million. $30 million, bro.
Money's arbitrary. He's young. He's got an arm. He's gonna outplay Brisket. It's gonna be a better team with him. It's worth it.
Okay, so you said money's arbitrary, but what about the Dolphins with Tua? How's that looking? I'm just saying, like that's what they were saying when they signed Tua. Money's fine. Now they're taking a $55 million cap hit this year, whatever it is. That's insane. That's crazy. What a bad Tua, man. Is Tua even going to get a backup job? Is he even going to get a backup job?
I mean, you're going to get paid $99 million to go home and just like rub your brain back into the regular world, like where it's not all shocked and fucked. Like, just go home, man. Just retire with all that money.
You know where he should go? He should go to the Falcons.
Go full Drew Dahlman.
No, go to the Falcons. Have two lefty shitty quarterbacks with Penix and Tua, and do that. You know,
I saw a meme earlier that said, Tua should go to the Falcons and be like the Wizard of Oz. Like, Tua needs a brain and Penix needs a knee.
Yeah, together they're a fine quarterback. Kenneth Walker to the Cardinals, maybe. Is Trey Benson coming back? Trey Benson, the idea of Trey Benson is much better than actually who Trey Benson is at football. But I still have faith for Trey Benson and Kenneth Walker. Like, why would the Cardinals spend up on a running back when they have a million other needs? Like, what's
they're not going to be competitive.
They shouldn't draft Jeremiah Love. Like, I can see the Titans taking Jeremiah Love. I know this is like off topic, but because they have Cam Ward, they have their quarterback in place, and they have a winnable division like in the next year or two. Where like the NFC West, like, good fucking luck. Like, what's the Kenneth Walker? You're not going to win with Kenneth Walker on your roster because you're not winning for 3 years. So why would you pay the money? You're literally wasting it. So bring in a guy like Tyler Algier or something, you know, and I love Tyler Algier. Bring in a guy like Kenneth Gainwell, Rico Dowdle, Rashad White or something, you know, like a cheap guy that can be a 1-2 punch with Trey Benson, because I still like, they also did spend an early 3rd round pick on Trey Benson and they still like him there. And I know he has not been the mark of health, but I personally just want Trey Benson to flourish because I love Trey Benson. I don't know why I love Trey Benson.
What's Connor going to do?
Oh, Connor's gone. They're releasing Connor for sure. He gone. Also, the Cardinals had they did the GM poll or the owner polls, and like the Cardinals were like the lowest scoring team based on how they treat their players, facilities, all that kind of stuff. It's bad in Arizona.
It's bullshit. They're getting rid of that too, dude. I'm not happy about that, dude. I think that's garbage. You need to let the players speak about what these teams put out there and how they take care of them, and all of that stuff should be a factor into whether you can acquire free agents or not. Like, you don't want to miss out on someone. Don't treat your people like shit.
Yeah, it's business right there. Matt has a good question here. Who starts more games next season? It's a good one. Tua, Tyson Bagent, or Justin Fields? That is a merry fuck kill for the ages, dude. So Tyson Bagent, I'm going to say, is last in that list unless he gets traded to the Cardinals. Justin Fields isn't starting. I mean, he might play some Taysom Hill role somewhere. So I think the answer is Tua, but like, it's like
Tua walks away. Yeah. I think
Tua can retire. So like, If we had to put money on this, who are you taking?
Man, they all tie for 0 games, dude. Shit. I think if I had to put money on it, I think Fields is the most capable to go out there, minus a Bagent trade, to go out there and actually play some football. I don't know, dude. This is crazy to me. That's tough. Get out of my head, Matt Galloway.
Yeah, get those names out of here. Tyson Bagent's pretty decent, but Hector says too. This is right for you right here from Hector. Is someone going to pay big time for Mac Jones? I don't know if you saw the report, Nick, but they're essentially asking for a first-round pick. I know that's business, right? You always ask more than what you'll actually take. But, like, any team that would pay a first-round pick for Mac Jones is fucking retarded. This is not woke, but fucking retarded, dude.
I did
simple jack level.
No, I'm with you, man. I saw the report, but I think realistically it's a second rounder. I actually saw some Niner insiders that's what they were saying is the Niners would take a second and a player or a second and would they dialed it down a little bit. But end of the day, Bears and Niners are in very similar boats again. And we've seen this for a few years now, man, where we've been in the similar boat where you don't want to move that back up, but you will for the right price. Like y'all don't want to move Bagent, but you will for the right price. The Niners don't.
You guys signed Mac Jones 2 years. Was it 2 years, $6 million? What was
something it? Super cheap, dude.
I'm telling you, every team in the league. Now, maybe he went there to kind of like reclaim his career and kind of get some tutelage under Kyle Shanahan. But my issue with these NFL teams is the same thing in fantasy. That's why I make money every year in fantasy, is because people overreact to everything. And like Mac Jones is not worth a first round pick. He was also way better than 2 years, $6 million. Like, so that's why I would much rather get Zach Wilson for free or Anthony Richardson for free or Will Levis for free. At that point, like a team like the Cardinals or the Jets or the Dolphins, for instance, they have no hope. And whoever they get there is probably ruined anyway because they can't. It was the Bears story for how many years, right? We just can't produce quarterbacks. The talent, they're all talented. Now, there's different levels of these talent, but like these teams destroy quarterbacks. And like, if you bring Mac Jones to a team like the Dolphins, he will be bad again. I promise you, he's just not a difference maker. He's fine. He's good. He can process well. He's accurate. He's a good leader. But like, if you're leading a bunch of fucking turds, it's not going to work. And like, just take Will Levis, take Richardson for free. That's good business, man.
Yeah.
You want to do a year ahead of it. Get a year ahead of it as opposed to a year behind it.
You saw Darnold go to Minnesota and win 13, 14 games. And they let him walk because it still wasn't real, right? He was just a product of his environment. And then he goes to Seattle and does the same thing again and actually gets to the dance and wins the Super Bowl. And Darnold came right out and said, this is because of what I learned from Brock Purdy and Kyle Shanahan. And, absolutely accredited the Niners organization for helping him take the next step in his career. So you watched a guy come there as a reclamation project, leave, win a shit ton of games on 2 different teams, and eventually help one of them win a Super Bowl. Mac Jones does the same shit. He's going to leave, and he's going to be successful, and he's going to help another team win a Super Bowl is what they all want to imagine. And that's what the Niners are saying you got to pay for. And if you don't want to have the next Sam Darnold, then don't pay for it. We'll keep him. It's cool.
Yeah, second rounder sounds fun.
Look at this. This is Laurence Olivier and Othello. Mm-hmm. And this is James Earl Jones. Now look at how close they look.
Look at that. James Earl Jones doing a great blackface.
James Earl Jones has a blackface. He's a black man.
He's not black.
Of course he's black.
He was Darth Vader.
Darth Vader was black?
No,
see, okay, there we go.
Darth Vader was not black. They took the mask off. He was white.
Shout out Jonathan in the chat. Appreciate you, my dude. A Patreon supporter, and he's going to be in the Dynasty League, which we're looking forward to. Nico, you and TD are going to get destroyed in the Dynasty League. Moving on, Hetcher says Kenneth Gainwell should be starting somewhere 100%. He's earned a starting role. I disagree with that. I love Kenneth Gainwell. What are your thoughts on that? Because Kenneth Gainwell is a great third down back. He is a James White level third down back. But Kenneth Gainwell is not good between the tackles. He cannot withstand 18-plus touches. He was also – it's that perfect storm of nice, skilled scat back with a 40-year-old quarterback that's an all-timer that's going to check the ball down when they have no receivers especially. Like, that was a perfect storm. Kenneth Gainwell needs to get paid, but, like, he should not be a lead back, right?
Not a 1A, and the NFL nowadays is 1A, 1B, right? Everybody's got 2 starting running backs, and they all got different strengths. So arguably, he should be a starting quarterback or running back, excuse me, because there should be 64 starting running backs. The way the NFL's ran these days. So I'll give you he's a starter in that regard, but I don't think he should be the lead back on any team. I don't think you want to hand the ball to him more than 10 times a game.
No, he needs to be exactly a 1B is exactly what he needs to be. Guys, we are 5 away from an Underdog draft. 25 total likes, subscribers, super chat dollars. We have $5 in super chat. We have 15 likes. So like it or subscribe if you haven't, or drop a little super. We'll get in a live draft here in a little bit. Me and Nick O tackling and seeing where some of the guys are going post trade. David Montgomery, DJ Moore, some of those guys make some money and some real money drafts. I've already done 5 underdogs, Nico. I'm a degenerate. I'm a very big degenerate.
I love it.
The problem. It's fucking March. It's March. Here we go. Jay says, who would you think the Raiders should draft at 14? I think they're going to trade back. I think we both agree they're going to trade back, right?
I think they need to acquire as many assets as they can, and there's dependent. I mean, even if someone falls to them, I don't know that they're gonna chase an edge or grab a tackle there. I mean, playing for the future, you take the good old lineman, and you're not gonna have to worry about it for 10 or 12 years. So I don't hate it if they make a pick, but every chance they have to acquire more talent and more picks is what they should do.
The way I see it, again, I'm no draft expert, especially in terms of defensive players and like offensive linemen, but I feel like there's a big 7 to 12. Like after 12, it really dies down. And then from 12, 10, 12 on to like 40, there's a big group of players that are difference makers that are good, ready to go. So like if I'm the Raiders, I'm drafting Mendoza and I'm trading down from 14. I'm possibly trading down from 33. I'm making 2 or 3, like the old Patriots model of just, and they need this compiling talent, right? And having more shots at the apple. And that's what I would do if I was the Raiders. And they already have a lot of picks. They need to revamp this entire team. They need to get young talent, infuse this roster with young talent, cheap talent, and build for 2028, I would say. Would that be a good number, 2028? Not 2027, not next year, 2 years from now.
Yeah, you're building for a couple years from now before you plan on being successful in your division and in this league. And it just depends to me which lineman falls to 14. 33, on the other hand, becomes crazy valuable because the first round ends. Everybody's got a chance to sit back and look at who's available and who's been taken. And moving up to 33 is almost the same as jumping in the bottom of the first round, except for you don't get that 50-year option. So that kind of stinks. But end of the day, if there's a player left that somebody covets or really loves, that 33 can become pretty valuable. So I think it'd be more important to move down from the 33 than it would from the 14 and then just take a solid lineman that you're going to have for 10 plus years at 14.
Hetzer says, yeah, now the Vikings went to get JJ and now they want to get someone else. Vikings ran by a guy named Simple Jack. Damn straight. What a mess they made of this with the, it's not just a Sam Darnold thing. It's the fact they had Daniel Jones and Sam Darnold. It was similar to, remember how the Panthers had Baker, they had Baker and Sam Darnold in that roster. And they had Baker running fucking running back reps or whatever it was in the fucking practice squad. Like,
yeah, something
just wild stuff. And they went all in on Bryce Young. And when I say all in, the Bears are still reaping the benefits because now we got DJ Moore for those 3 years. And on top of that, we got a second rounder now for DJ Moore. So we can just add a second rounder. We're still getting paid off from that trade. And we have Caleb Williams while they're stuck with that little pipsqueak Bryce Young, who's a fine player, but not worthy of number 1 pick. So this is kind of a Kyler Murray thing for me. So let's pivot this comment to Kyler Murray because Kyler Murray is a huge value for teams. I know it's kind of a risk, but it's not a risk financially because he's going to get paid his $36 million from the Cardinals. He will take that 1-year veteran minimum deal, which is like $2 million a year.
1.3.
And you can get yourself back $1.3 million, a prove-it deal for Kyler Murray. Unfortunately, I don't think Kyler Murray works with Kevin O'Connell. It could work. I'm saying traditionally Kevin O'Connell likes bigger pocket passers that are just good processors. Like Mac Jones is the perfect player that Kevin O'Connell wants. And that's, you have to give up a first, second round pick for him. You can get Kyler Murray for nothing. and he's got a lot to prove. This is it for Kyler Murray. So give me your Kyler Murray thoughts and also your JJ McCarthy thoughts and just Vikings, because that is the landing spot for Kyler. Would you agree?
I don't agree. I don't think that if I'm Kyler, I want to take a 1-year prove-it deal. I want to go somewhere where I can be the starter for a few years. I'm young enough and I believe enough in my talent that I'm not a bridge quarterback or a gap quarterback. And if I can get something more than a year, I take it. I don't know that he can, given the world that the NFL is right now. JJ, I don't think they want to completely write off, but they definitely don't want to roll out as a week 1 starter. So the Cousins back to Minnesota is a possibility. Aaron Rodgers to complete the Favre trifecta to Minnesota is a possibility. And the one that I sneaky think might happen is Tua to Minnesota, and KOC really values a quick processor. And you saw Tua, after he got his head bashed in 19 times, learn to get the ball out quicker than almost anybody in the league. And when he did that, he was successful. And when you've got receivers like Addison and Jefferson, Hawkinson up there, even I think Naylor is going to be gone, but in a KOC offense, if you can process quickly and get the ball out right away, you can be successful. And that's enough with that Minnesota defense. So my hands-on favorite, if it ain't McCarthy starting, I think I'm going to lean Tua, man. As much as I don't think he should play any more football, I think he will, and I think that's the fit.
So Hetzer's saying he doesn't like Kyler, and it's the same thing that everyone's been saying, right? Like competitiveness, work ethic, leadership, etc. I understand all those things, and also the size, right? But let's just throw all these guys in a vacuum, right? Like independent of each other in their situation, guys that have been the reclamation projects that we've seen, right? It's Geno Smith. We're going to add him in there because he had 2 really good years in Seattle. It's Baker Mayfield. It's Sam Darnold. So, and then we're going to add Kyler Murray into the same discussion. Like, of these guys, Kyler Murray is by far the most established. He's a former number 1 overall pick, more decorated. I will probably say more talent. I know Sam Darnold's a pretty talented guy with his size and arm strength and all that kind of thing, but Sam Darnold was legit bad for years, and he was bad on the Panthers as well. I know the Panthers and Jets are not great organizations to let you flourish the quarterback, but I'm saying, like, if you're actually that good, you shouldn't be that bad in those spots. And Kyler Murray was in the MVP discussion halfway through a season. Like, that's a fact. It's not like through September. Halfway through the season, he had that team 7-1, and I think Kyler Murray is above these guys at this point in their careers. Now, Baker won a playoff game in Cleveland, and he was a number 1 pick. So I think Baker is the comparison for Kyler, also a smaller guy. Mm-hmm. But who impressed you more the first? Take away the work ethic stuff. Let's take that away and say maybe he can mature. Big if, but it's also a $1.3 million contract, like you said. Baker Mayfield, Kyler Murray, around the same age that they left their respective teams that drafted them. Who do you have more faith in at that point? Let's just take away what happened with Baker recently. Baker or Kyler, who is better suited to make a big run to resurrect their career?
Oh, man, coming away from their team, I want to lean Kyler, but it's his stature, there's so many other things that you're telling me to take out of it that I have a hard time taking out of it. And out of all them, I'd lean Baker. I think I like Baker better than any of them, but I understand your point with Kyler to where if he can turn around the idea with his work ethic, right, to where you're not questioning his love of the game, to where you saw him be 7-1 and in MVP discussions, right? You didn't see that with Baker prior to the Tampa Bay, even though he did have a good year in Cleveland, which dude, fucking tip a cap to you, buddy. Nobody does that. It's there. The talent is there. He's capable of it if he really gets down to it and grinds. As long as he can see through his O linemen, because he ain't seeing over them, it can happen.
Here's the upside with Kyler is, especially we're talking about the Viking situation, is I wouldn't want to just hand Kyler a Tua Tagovailoa contract, right? Because then we have the issues with the work ethic and leadership, all that come into play because now he's your franchise quarterback. In a 1-year prove-it deal, mind you, $1.3 million 1-year prove-it deal, you're going to get the best Kyler Murray we've seen in terms of being engaged. And that is why it makes a lot of sense. Because let's say he goes to the Vikings, he wins the starting job, which he should over JJ McCarthy because he's still so young. He needs to marinate a little longer. And he sucks with Justin Jefferson, with Kevin O'Connell. He is not ever getting another contract. He can write his football career off and maybe go play baseball. I'm just saying, like, that's why the upside of signing him. A team like Atlanta also, I feel like, is in the mix because Atlanta has. You saw Atlanta. Like, how many close games did Atlanta lose last year? We saw them beat world beaters. We saw them beat the Bills. We saw them beat the Rams. Like, they have talent, right, on both sides of the ball. They have Drake London. They have Kyle Pitts. They have a decent offensive line. They have Bijan. Like, that's the team. Don't go to a team like the Dolphins. Don't go to a team like the Jets because you're not going to resurrect your career like that, Kyler. You have to go to one of these teams that's pretty established with a good head coach. You know, I feel like Atlanta.
I think Stefanski sees Kyler as a guy that he can save, that he can bring back for resurrect, right? Bring back from the dead and be very successful with. And the type of plays that you got to run with Kyler to where you're either rolling out and letting him see the whole field and having weapons around him, as far as, like you said, with London and Bijan and Pitts. I think Atlanta is the fit for Kyler. I think that's where you go and prove yourself. And Stefanski needs to prove himself. KOC just needs a game manager up in Minnesota, and that's not what Kyler is, man.
It's also not what JJ McCarthy is. He's a game manager that can't manage the game. That's the problem with JJ McCarthy is, like, he can't do the things you want a game manager to do, and, like, he can't do any of it. He can't do the run and gun stuff. So, like, I don't know what JJ McCarthy is at this point. I'm not trying to slander JJ McCarthy. I've done that enough in this show. There's still hope. He's super young. I hated him coming out. I hate him even more now. I think he's too cocky, man, and he just didn't put the work in. His footwork, his mechanics, fucking dog shit. What did that guy do for an entire year when he tore that MCL, his rookie year, and he got to sit behind and watch Sam Darnold lead that team to 14 wins? What did JJ McCarthy do? I have no idea because he didn't work on his game.
What did he show those coaches that said we should let Darnold go, dude, that this kid can win 12, 14 games for us? Like, I don't get it. I don't know what it was.
No, he didn't show him anything. It was the GM trying to save face that, like, we traded up to get this kid, and signing Sam Darnold essentially would admit defeat, right? Yeah. And they didn't want, and that's the problem with these GMs. They have a short shelf life, and they want the optics to look good. The optics were, yes, Sam Darnold led us to this awesome season, but yet he also crumbled in that game against the Lions, Week 18, and played awful in that short week on the wild card game. And they're just like, they thought they had Sam Darnold in JJ McCarthy with a guy with upside. They made the wrong decision. I mean, that's like the coldest take in the world. That's not a hot take. That was the wrong decision.
It looks
the worst
like it.
Decision.
Hey, I need 2 minutes, Rob.
I can handle this. I think I can talk on my own. I can do this. What are you gonna do? He's gonna take a shit.
I gotta go pee pee.
Oh, pee pee. 2 minutes for a pee pee. I take my peas in 20 seconds. Okay, get a little drink as well, and you guys can just hang out for a second.
Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong.
Am I wrong?
You're not wrong, Walter. You're just an asshole.
Okay then.
You just take it easy, man.
You know, that's your answer for everything, dude. And let me point out something. Pacifism is not, look at our current situation with that camel fucker in Iraq. Pacifism is not something to hide behind.
Just take it easy, man.
I'm perfectly calm, dude.
Yeah, waving the fucking gun around?
Calmer than you are.
Galloway, Bears received Williams, Wright, Stevenson, Burden, and a 2026 seconds. Also, we received 3 years of DJ Moore, who was pretty important. Let's be honest. I mean, I know we didn't have the best year this past year, but we got to the second round of the playoffs. DJ Moore was probably our best receiver down the stretch. So Caleb Williams alone makes that a win. And you had Darnell Wright, Tyreek Stevenson, Luther Burden, and a 2026 second. Like, wow. What a fleecing of the Panthers. Thank you, Carolina, for setting up the Bears for years and years and years to come. We appreciate you. Jay says Burden going to shine with Moore getting traded. I both of these guys to the moon. I got to see where they land in fantasy drafts. By the way, we're probably going to do an underdog draft. We have 17 likes. We have $5 in super chats. So we are three total away. Likes, subscribers, and super chat dollars away from hopping an Underdog draft and kind of looking at the landscape in real time for real money. So 3 away. So like the video if you have not, subscribe if you have not, throw me a little super if you want to be nice and support the channel, and we will do ourselves an Underdog draft, and maybe I'll do a second one too because I'm feeling a little frisky tonight. It's Friday night. So for Burden and Roma Dunze, for me, it's going to come down to price point, right? Like I prefer Roma Dunze because we saw him do it. First 6 weeks of the season, first 5 weeks, he was a wide receiver 1, catching touchdowns. And I think that foot injury he played through longer than we think he did. And I give the kid some kudos for playing through the fracture in his foot. And after that, the season was over for Roma Dunze. Now, Roma Dunze's film leaves a lot to be desired, guys. It is a lot of drops. It's a lot of telegraphed routes. It's not subtle with his hips. It's the opposite of JSN, right? Like he is telegraphing some of these in-breaking routes and dropping passes, and that's fine. He's a young player, but still a top 10 NFL draft pick, still very young. So for me, it's going to come down to where the draft capital is for Luther Burden and Roma Dunze. I anticipate Roma Dunze going higher, but I think Luther Burden's going to be that, the guy that all the young, the fantasy bros, right, are going to be drafting. Luther Burden's going to be that hot commodity. How do you break that down, Nico? Luther Burden and Roma Dunze. I know Colson Loveland is for sure going to go way too high. He is already 10-3 right now, and not only 10-3, like a 4th round pick in fantasy drafts. Way too high for me. He is off my board at that price point, just based on the fact that I don't draft that tight end 3 position ever. I'll draft a second tight end like I did McBride last year, like I will with Bowers this year. But Loveland's going to be the biggest riser. But Burden versus Odunze, what do you have in terms of, like, if they're both going to be, let's say, 5th to 6th round picks around that range, like early 5th, late 5th? Who do you like in a vacuum, Burden or Odunze?
I like Odunze's pedigree coming out, and it's hard to get past that, if I'm being honest. Burton surprised me last year. So as pros, Odunze's let me down a little bit, and Burton's surprised me a little bit, and they've both kind of equalized. But I'm going to take whoever goes second. That's going to be the better value. Like I'm not going to care. Just whichever one is second, that's the one that I'm going to take. And I think more often than not, that'll be Burden, given the fantasy community and the draft stock that was put in Odunze and the hype that's around him. And I think you see a little bit more splash play, big playability out of Burden. And I'd rather take that with the receiver at that point. But whichever one goes later, whichever one's a better value.
But what if Burden's going end of 5 and Odunze's going early 5th? So we have let's say Odunze's ADP is 50 and Luther Burden's ADP is 58.
Oh, it's Burden. No
the
problem.
8 picks make the difference to you because it's a coin flip, is what you're saying?
Yeah, that's exactly it. Like I value them both about the same, and I just want to get the better value.
Huh. Okay.
And I think Burden's the better big play guy, where I think Odunze is the little safer possession guy.
Hetzer, would you guys be surprised if the Jets managed to win 5 games this season? LOL, because it's the Jets. I will say this. I like what the Jets are doing. I think their offense has quite a bit of talent, honestly. I think Breece Hall is a solid running back. I like Adonai Mitchell a hell of a lot. Garrett Wilson's a stud. And I really like Mason Taylor. So they have some pieces there, and they have 2 first-round picks. So, like, the problem is they don't have a quarterback. It's bad.
If you're the Jets and you got all that cap space, why not just throw a 6th or a 7th rounder to Arizona to get Kyler and give it a shot and eat the contract?
Well, I guess they could still trade for Kyler because it hasn't been official that they released. So, because I don't think Kyler's going to sign there, I guess is your point.
Nope. You know he won't sign there if you're the Jets. So you trade for him and you make him come there and you see what he can do.
Did you see the report that Geno Smith or Jacoby Brissett are likely to be the Jets starting quarterbacks this year that came out? Those are the 2 guys they're targeting, which, you know what? I'll say this. I don't hate that for the values of the receivers there, right? I like that for Garrett Wilson. I like that for Adonai Mitchell. I like that for Mason Taylor. I don't mind that for Breece Hall. But for real life, like, you're going to win 2 games with Geno Smith. Like, we just saw Geno Smith win 2 games. You're going to win 3 games with Brissett, because we just saw that with the Cardinals. As much as Brissett was awesome for fantasy, we all like had these rose-colored glasses with Brissett because Michael Wilson and Trey McBride went off. They won like 1 game with Jacoby Brissett, bro. It was the defense and it was a lot of stuff there, but like They were down every game like 21-7 in the second quarter. And Jacoby Brissett was just throwing the ball 50 times a game. Like, so Brissett played well, but it was just literally the fantasy circus of like, you're going to throw the ball 80% of the time and you're going to have good playmakers.
Yeah.
No,
That ain't the recipe.
And the Jets is not good. So it's not looking good for the Jets, but I will say this, man, I do like the Jets' future if they can hit on their draft picks. The problem is their owner's a fucking clown. He lets his son make draft picks. Like they're a mess. They've been a mess. Their stadium's a mess. Like everything about the Jets just stinks. It is disgusting. If I was a Jets fan, like we're talking bottom 3 franchises. Like it's the Browns, it's the Jets.
I mean, that's a pretty new stadium, though. What do you got against the stadium?
The field like it's just people blow out their ACLs all the time.
Yeah, nah, the field is shit. Okay, I'll give you that. I thought I'm like, that's a new stadium, dude. Should be all right. I haven't been there, but
whoa, we have Adolf Hitler lover in the chat. That's not a good tag there, buddy. Don't tell my guy to shut up. You know what, Adolf Hitler, you shut up and go back to Argentina or Antarctica or just die. So I'm gonna block this fucking clown because Adolf, you have no friends, you asshole. Geno Smith is fucking terrible. Jay says, when are you drafting? We have 17 likes. We have 22. We need 3 more likes, subscribers, or super chat dollars, and we're gonna get in a draft here. We got a couple more minutes to get in there.
It's 11:15, brother. I don't know that we're gonna make it. Y'all better get after it if you want to see us.
Yeah,
draft.
You better get after it. So Nico just woke up from a nap. So
look
yeah,
how
we
old
need,
I am.
25.
Look at his oldness.
He's old. 25 likes, subscribers, and super chats, guys, and we will get into a draft. I will only do it if Nick O is with me because I've done enough of these on my own. I'm going to do a couple of these next week. So we just need 3 more likes, subscribers, super chats in the next couple minutes, and I will we'll do a draft. And let's get a couple more comments in here.
Tell your friends, throw some bucks. Let's go.
Let's see.
Create a second account and then like it. Whatever you got to do.
There you go. What team is the absolute worst situation currently? Browns, Jets, Cardinals, Titans, or the Bengals? The Bengals aren't in that discussion. The Titans aren't in that discussion either because I actually like the Titans, man. I like what they're doing. They have a lot of money to spend. I might put some shackles in the Titans to win that division next year because they're going to be like 9-1.
I already said it.
I think it's like
I already said it. What, last time I was on the pod, man, I told y'all Tennessee is going to win that division, man. I am about that team this year. I love it. I love Salah. I love bringing in Dabble. I love Ward. I am planting my flag hard on the Titans. They got to go get a receiver or 3, and they need some help on defense, which Salah is going to square away. But it comes down to Browns and Jets immediately. I'm going to write the rest of those off. And the Jets and the Cardinals both have very similar weapons on offense, right? They both got pass catchers. The Cards don't got a running back like the Jets do with Hall, but Browns got next to nothing, man. They're a dumpster fire, dude. They're in the toilet. I think that's it. I think it's easily the Browns, but
let's do a little bit on the Titans here because we both love the Titans prospects next year. Now there's a lot to be decided with their $100+ million they have to spend with their 4th overall draft pick. They have a lot of picks in the draft.
Love, baby. Love.
You think Jeremiah Love works because they have the quarterback? And the thing is, it's usually not smart. Look at Bijan, right? Like Bijan's been great for fantasy, but it's not been a good pick in real life because they didn't have the team to support that early running back draft pick, where Jahmyr Gibbs was quite the opposite, where it has worked. But they have the quarterback in place, we think, with Cam Ward. They have the coaches in place.
Right. And for me, for Salah to not take an edge rusher at 4 would be insane. Like, I don't know how you convince Salah not to do that. Salah came back to the Niners last year, and 4 of their first 5 picks in the draft last year were defensive players. And I think Salah had a hand in that. And I think he's going to have a even bigger say as head coach of the Titans. And I think it's edge rusher as much as I like Love. I think a running back's easier to find later or in free agency than it is an edge rusher. That's more of a premium position that's harder to fill.
What I want them to do is take an edge rusher, like you said. There's a couple really elite ones in the top 10, and then bring in Tyler Algier. Cut Tony Pollard. You bring in Tyler Algier, who is one of the best pass blockers in the NFL at running back. I think he's fumbled once, 0 or 1 time in his entire career. His only year starting was his rookie year. He had 1,000 yards and 8 touchdowns. Like, dude has no tread on his tires. Dude is awesome, and he's also the perfect complement to Tajay Spears. I still like Tajay Spears. And you wouldn't be getting anything out of Tyjae Spears if you draft Jeremiah Love, right? You're going to get Ashton Genty level workload, which is fine. But bringing in Tyler Algier allows you to get that blue chip pass rusher.
That's a good
You're
call.
still a couple years away. Tyler Algier is a young back. That's the formula to being competitive this year, saving some of that money and not, there's a chance that Jeremiah Love isn't Jahmyr Gibbs, right? I know everyone's just anointing the guy, but like, I do really like Jeremiah Love. I don't think he is definitely not Bijan Robinson. I think he is the Jahmyr Gibbs level prospect, but I think Jahmyr Gibbs is a better receiver. And I love Jahmyr Gibbs. So it's like, what are you getting? If you're getting Ashton Genty, we saw how that worked out with the Raiders. And I'm not writing off Ashton Genty either. I'm just saying, like, you're years away, possibly. Like, build your team from the inside out. Build it on the line in the trenches. Make Nico happy.
I'm with you. That's a great call, man. I fully support that logic. I like it. I like where your head's at. You got Okonkwo, who's a good tight end. You got Io Manor, who I'm higher on than most. Ridley, and then man, I'm having a brain fart. Who's the third there?
Jahmyr DK.
Yes, thank you. Out of the slot, DK. So Ridley hasn't been what I've wanted him to be. If you look back a couple years, I've been a Ridley truther, and I've missed.
You love Ridley, bro.
I did.
Love Ridley. No, you still love him. Get the fuck out of here.
I like Io Manor. I like Io Manor and DK. Those are good weapons, but you just didn't. And you saw a lot out of Ward. You saw him do a lot with nothing on that team last year. I think part of it was running back and part of it was O-line troubles. But I still think you need a true number one there, and they don't have it. I don't think Io Manor or Ridley is that guy. But I love DK out of the slot. And that team is going to be scary good when Salah turns that defense around.
Tyler Algier was a boss for fantasy last season. I took him in all my big best ball tournaments. Obviously, I kept him all year in my redrafts. They didn't really pan out because you didn't know when to start him. But for best ball, he actually was super valuable. And I took him to win the league based on a Bijan injury. But like, even he had 8 touchdowns, man. 8 touchdowns. Guys, we are 2 away. So $2 super chat, 2 likes away. We got 5 minutes. And we will do a draft. So hit that up now. Whether you didn't like the video, if you haven't subscribed, if you haven't supered, 5 minutes, and we will do an underdog draft. So you love Tyler Algier, the player, though, right? Like, am I overrating Tyler Algier? Because I think he is a top 20 back in the NFL.
I don't think you are overrating him. I like Algier a lot, and he's been hidden behind Bijan. And the fact that if you can take work away from a talent as good as what Bijan is, like, man, tip a cap to you, buddy. Same thing with Montgomery, taking work away from Gibbs. But that being said, Gibbs and Bijan got to be the 1-2 in redraft this year, right? They got nobody behind them taking anything away anymore.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, dude.
That's a
the
lot.
question is, do you go Bijan or do you go Gibbs is the question.
I'd go Bijan personally. If standard half, I'd go Gibbs PPR. And I know Bijan catches his, but I'm a little more nervous about Detroit this year, given some of the pieces that are missing and the O-line that's fallen off. But I'm nervous about Atlanta with all new coaching and losing some pieces there and moving some things around. So I guess, man, they're both stirring the pot a little bit. So it's hard to know exactly what you're gonna get, but I don't think there's no way I'm going to argue that either one is right or wrong. As long as they're 1-2, dude, I'm good.
Does it come down to who brings in a better ancillary piece? Or like if Rachaad White goes to Detroit or something, you know what I'm saying? Like something like that. There we go. Jay got it done for us. Thank you, Jay. And we're going to do a draft here in a couple minutes. So does it come down to who brings in a better piece? Because I think we've seen this shift with Bijan. I know this year the goal line stuff was very, very disappointing with Tyler Algier if you're a Bijan owner. But I feel like Bijan is primed for that giant workload where like Detroit wants to run a 2-back system. They do want to run that 2-back system.
I don't think Gibbs can hold up as well as Bijan either.
Dude, you know what? Actually, I was thinking, what if the Lions bring in Algier? That would suck for Bijan. That would suck for Gibbs, right? Like that would just be the same thing. But like that's a better version of David Montgomery. Like, so I'm going to ask you this: the Texans traded for David Montgomery. David Montgomery, tried and true veteran, track record, all that, team leader, all those kind of things. Would you rather, if you were the Texans, would you rather just had Algier?
No, I don't think so.
You want Montgomery?
I do. I want the proven pounder, man. When I look at their struggles in the red zone, dude, I want a guy that I know can do it. And Algier can, but like he doesn't wow you as much, man. And he doesn't do as much to get there as what Montgomery does, in my opinion, between the tackles. I think Montgomery is a little bit more hard-nosed of a player, and a guy I would trust a little bit more in Algier, but I'd like to see both. How about that?
Both.
Yeah, can Houston go get Algier?
No, they can't have both there. No, Algier is going to be a starter. He needs to be a starter. I want him to be a starter, dude.
All right. I hear you.
Here we go.
I hear you. Where's he going to go start?
Tennessee, baby. Maybe the Saints. How about the Saints? Can I sell you on the Saints?
You can. I want to know where Kamara goes too. And then also, is Cam Jordan coming to Chicago to reunite with Dennis Allen?
Dude, I didn't realize Cam Jordan had 10.5 sacks last year. The dude's a fucking dinosaur.
He's legit, man.
Dinosaur, bro.
He does it year in, year out. For the right price, why not bring him in opposite of Montez, dude?
What are you guys going to do for your RB2 spot? The Niners. I'm going to play a clip real quick. I have to pee. And then give me your 49ers, because I think Robinson's probably going to be gone. Give me your – because you got to have someone, because every other year, Christian McCaffrey just doesn't play football, Nico. So that's kind of a concern.
This is the year.
I'm going to play a clip, take a pee, and give me your Niners take. Also, I want to hear you have to say about the Niners receiver issue, because Jennings is gone, Ayuk is gone, Kittle's not going to be back. Like, it's rough. We have 7 more to start here. We'll be getting this underdog draft here probably about 5 minutes. So I'm going to play this clip, and then Nico, talk about your Niners for a second.
Let's go. All right, so I don't think Robbie's going to love this take, but I think the Niners bring Brian Robinson back. I think that makes the most sense. I don't know that he did enough last year that's going to wow enough teams to pull him away. He's going to get opportunity. You've seen him have success, even it's been in small sample sizes with San Francisco. So I think he comes back. If not, Jordan James out of Oregon came on late in the year last year. I know the Niners are high on him. Past that, man, it's got to be somebody off the wire, or they draft somebody else. There's not a lot of options there. As far as the receivers go, I think Jennings is going to get too much money. He's going to be gone. I'm fine with it. I don't think he's worth what he's going to get paid for his production. I love that he's a dog, man. I love the way he blocks. I love the way he gets after it, but I think he's going to command too much money to come back. You're going to see, hopefully, Pearsall stay healthy, take a step forward. Kittle's expected to be really close to ready week 1, even though he's getting a little long in the tooth as well. Well, you got Tonjes, who's shown to be a good pass catcher after Kittle, so we can live with that for a minute. There's a world where I love the luxury pick of Sadiq if he makes it down there, but I don't think he does, as well as that's not a need. The Niners draft more based on need, so I'm not sure they're going to take the tight end out of Oregon. But at receiver, I think it's Dobbs. I think Dobbs is the guy they bring in to play opposite of Pearsall, and they're a 1A, 1B. I don't hate the fit. Good young receiver, can still get after it, and seems reliable enough. They're not going to make the big splash. I know Mike Evans would be a good possession guy. He's been talked about, one that could end up there. I also don't hate Keenan Allen for super cheap as just an option to get open via his route running or win a contested catch here and there. He did fall off in the second half of the year last year. So what he's got left in the tank is kind of up in the air, kind of questionable. but for the right price, I'll take that. And then the other one I'm hearing is there is no market for Debo, and the Niners can potentially bring him back on the cheap. And Shanahan obviously knows how to utilize Debo. So for the right price, I'm willing to make that reunion from a locker room standpoint, as well as break a big player 3 a game is all you're going to ask him to do. And Ayuk, lost cause, he's gone. So who knows? But I think it's Debo. I think it's Dobbs. I think it's another rookie pick.
Dude, so Ricky Pearsall, I want to talk about Ricky Pearsall a little bit because currently I'm looking right now on Underdog on this draft. Wide receiver 37, Nico. That's is it the injuries? Is it the uncertainty? Because no matter what they do, it's not gonna be a crowded room. And it's got to be the injuries, right? Because the guy just can't stay healthy. Because the ability, you saw the first 3 weeks with Brock Purdy, he had 300-yard games in the first 5 games of the season.
Yeah, and then Purdy's got good chemistry with Pearsall and with Kittle. And if Kittle's going to miss the start, which I think he might miss a game or 2, but he's going to be really close to week 1. I think Pearsall is a steal at that point. I think he's the wide receiver 1. I think, like you said, you've seen chemistry with him and Purdy. I think that's a phenomenal value at this point.
Do you like his game, though? I want to hear what do you have to say about Pearsall's game, because he's one of these guys that's very fluid, route running. He can line up. He's not a true X, but he can line up at X. He can play all 3 positions. Dude's super fast. My only concern is I've never seen Ricky Pearsall break a tackle. So his metrics should be, he should be able to break tackles and make more guys miss. He just doesn't. He gets open though.
And that's it. And it's different from what you're used to seeing with San Francisco. You see the yak bros, right? The yards after the catch is what you're used to there. And if that's not his game, so be it. If he gets open and makes the catch past the first down marker, I don't give a shit past that. You don't need to break any tackles. You get open, you move the chains, you do what you need to do, you get what the play has called to get, and you move on to the next play. And it's reliable and it's trustworthy, and your quarterback knows right where you're going to be, and he's got good hands, who's going to catch the ball. So I'm fine with not a lot of yak.
Are you confident in Kittle? I've been saying I think it's week 8, and that maybe that's crazy based on his age. Now I heard it's a good Achilles, whatever the fuck that means. It was late, and it was in the playoffs, for God's sake.
It was, but it depends. So it depends how high or low on the Achilles that it was, that affects where it attaches to the muscle above it. And where his was, there's rumors that he's going to be able to be out there week 1. He's going to be close to be able to start the season is what they're hoping for. And he's ahead of schedule, and it was a good tear. It wasn't where, I forget which is good and which is bad, high or low, but, it was the best case scenario out of a shitty situation. And I would say by week 4, he's back for sure.
You know what that reminds me of? There's a Curb Your Enthusiasm episode where Larry David's buddy's dad has Hodgkin's lymphoma. He's got the good Hodgkin's though. And then he talks to a doctor. He's like, well, there's a worse one and there's a not as bad one, but no Hodgkin's is good. And the guy ends up dying. And I'm just saying, this is the same thing. It's an Achilles, bro. An Achilles is an Achilles. George Kittle's a 33-year-old tight end. That also is not Travis Kelce. He's in the trenches. He's blocking. He needs to be 100% healthy to come back, because he's not just out there running routes. This dude's an offensive lineman that also is a wide receiver. That's my concern with George Kittle. Would you draft George Kittle next year in fantasy if the reports are rose colored and it's he's coming back by week 3? Would you take George Kittle at tight end 5 or tight end 6?
So first, shout out to my older brother who had the good Hodgkin's lymphoma and beat it and is living a happy, healthy life right now because he had the good Hodgkin's lymphoma.
So he had the good Hodgkin's. There you go.
If there is such a thing. And then Kittle at tight end 5 or 6 is so hard to say because
just so you know, he's going tight end 11 right now. Tight end 11 on Underdog. So
okay, after McBride and Bowers, I'm gonna wait, dude. I'm gonna punt the position and I'm gonna wait forever. And if I can get him at 11, I'm going to take it. And if I have to throw him down in an IR spot and just stream it for a few weeks, like that's a perfect opportunity for me. If you don't have IR, don't do that. But if you do, for sure.
We have the 12th pick, which is a little interesting, but you know what? It gives us more time to talk in between our picks. So it's only 20 seconds per draft pick, so it flies by.
How many teams?
Pick. It's 12 teams, but it's 20. It goes by really. It's 20 rounds, 20 seconds per pick. It flies by. So I like actually having back to backs because 20 seconds is not enough. It actually ends up being like 15 seconds.
Yeah. No, I can't see on the left. I can't read it, but I can read it on the right. So we're up in 11.
Okay.
Right?
You just gotta click. Enhance the screen. Make it bigger. If you did that,
I already did.
Or pull up your phone.
Full screen.
Pull up your phone. Pull up your phone and go to the stream. It'll be a little delayed, but you can see it better because you can see it on your phone pretty decently. But yeah, it's hard to see with what we're looking at right now with the view. So yeah, I can see it perfectly fine. Obviously, I have my phone, so I can see it there. All right, so. If you're not aware of what Underdog is, so yeah, everyone can see it. So it is 20 rounds, half point PPR, best ball, Underdog. If you haven't played Underdog, what are you doing? Contact me in the Discord. I'll get you a good referral bonus, and you'll get 50%, 50 or 100% deposit match for that. This is very early, but we're gonna do it. So Jamar Chase just went 5th. What's going on here? Someone put JSN ahead of Jamar Chase. That's wild, wacky stuff. We'll go to the board and take a look. That's wild. I like Jamar Chase as my third player personally. Are you on board with that one? Jamar Chase ahead of Puka and JSN?
Yes. Chase is.
I got you.
Chase is elite, dude. I'm still on that.
So at 12, we are going to be looking at. There goes St. Brown. There goes CD. We're looking at Cook, A-Chain, Genty. We're looking at Neighbors. I won't take Justin Jefferson. I won't do that. I would take Neighbors. And what do you think about these running backs? Either Cook or Genty and Neighbors. Two of those three?
I'd go Cook before I'd go Genty. I'm in. I'm not sleeping on Barkley either, if I'm being honest.
All right, so we got to go Neighbors for sure. See, 10 seconds. There we go. We're going to go Neighbors. And then do we go Genty or Barkley? It's your call.
Barkley.
All right. There we go. I can't believe he's going that late. ADP of 17 for Saquon. So, all right, we'll take that. And then we have flexibility now with one and one of each. And the way I like to operate these, especially when you look at the quarterback value, I love these guys down here. Pretty much starting with, Kyler's up to 22 now. When I was doing the first ones, I got him at quarterback 25. That's where he was at for ADP. But Malik Willis, Kyler, Stroud, Bryce Young, Cam Ward. Like, I want 2 of those guys. I want 3 total quarterbacks, but I am fine with all of those dudes that late. Late quarterbacks win these fucking leagues.
I like Darnold and Willis, man, down there at that range. Those are the 2 that stand out to me. Where's Jaden Daniels at, man? That's pretty low.
Jaden Daniels is quarterback 4. Quarterback 3. Okay. Holy shit.
Never mind.
But it's ADP 61. I just don't, when I can, best ball, I can take 3 quarterbacks and pair them together based on weeks. I don't need to take a top guy. I will take one super late in terms of like one of the weak guys if they fall 15 picks after their ADP or 10 picks, maybe even 5. But no way I'm reaching.
No, I'm with you. The onesie positions, man, just aren't worth reaching typically.
We got McAuliffe in here. What's going on, man? Daniel Jones, so long is shocking. He may be coming off an injury, but wasn't he top 10, even top 5 at some point? So low. He said so low is shocking. Yeah, but you have the injury concern. We still don't know if he's going to be on the Colts. Like, he was good, but we all know that was kind of a farce, right? The Daniel Jones thing was kind of a farce.
With the transition tag, dude, he will be. Nobody else is going to pay him $38 million a year to not start week 1. He'll be on the Colts, but he's not going to have Pierce. Is about it. Outside of that, his offense should look the same whenever he comes back and ready. My question is where does Anthony Richardson end up? That's what I'm curious about.
It'd be great if the Packers picked him up. Just take Malik Willis 2.0.
The next
you know
Malik
what I mean?
Willis?
I mean, just why not? Why not, dude? I mean, Anthony Richardson is such a better prospect than Malik Willis. It's not even funny. Like draft capital, body type, arm strength. Like he's just. I love Malik Willis coming out of college, but like Malik Willis was a 3rd-round pick, and Anthony Richardson was a top 5 pick. Now it was a bad top 5 pick, but the point is, he was drafted there for a reason, Nick, and it was because his measurables.
He should go to the Jets and just drop dimes on Wilson all day, man.
And that's exactly what I've been saying, McAuliffe, is Miami and the Jets scooping up Richardson because you're going to lose anyway. And if you really want to lose, Anthony Richardson is actually your best bet because you will lose. But the off chance you don't lose and it's a win-win, right? Either he's terrible and you win 1 or 2 games, or he's serviceable and he shows some strides and you get, you win 5 games. But he actually shows you some things. And now you have possibly the quarterback of the future and you got him for nothing.
Yep.
So, I like Miami because Miami has no weapons. Jalen Waddle's it. And Anthony Richardson's like Lamar. He's one of those guys where you don't want Richardson to go to a team like the Vikings where they have weapons because he's not going to, Justin Jefferson won't thrive with him. Like, there's nothing there in Miami right now.
No, there's not, man. Let him be the focal point of the offense and be the last quarterback drafted that wins me my fantasy league. What are we looking at?
All right, up in 2 picks. Not tight end, not quarterback. Let's see. God damn it. So Rashee Rice, Garrett Wilson.
Garrett Wilson. I love Garrett Wilson, man. I just don't know what he's going to have at quarterback, but they're going to be throwing. They're going to be down.
You want to take Garrett Wilson, Zay Flowers, Rashee Rice, or Zay Flowers?
Flowers.
All right, there we go. Neighbors, Garrett Wilson, Zay Flowers with Saquon. We're going to have to hit running back at least one of the next 2 picks.
But that's a solid receiver start, dude.
Yeah, no, I really do like that receiver start. I mean, there's some question marks there with Garrett Wilson, but it can't be worse than what he had last year. That's fucking for sure. Rashee Rice also, we don't know if he's going to be fucking suspended. We really don't know. And would you bet that he's going to be suspended with that? It's like the second, like he's got 2 strikes now because the stupid driving thing, and now he has domestic, which the NFL does not take that shit lightly, dude.
Yeah,
Quinshon Judkins was held out of all OTAs for something that was bullshit.
Yeah, even if it's proven to be bullshit, he could miss some time. But I don't know, dude. It's hard to imagine that these guys are that stupid, but they continue to prove me wrong.
They're stupid. Rashee Rice is a fucking idiot. Like I don't think Rashee Rice is a very good football. I think he's an overrated football player, right?
Every Chiefs receiver seems to be pretty stupid.
Yeah, they need Mike Evans there because they need a professional that can run routes, and none of these guys are professionals or they can't run routes. Like they can't do either of these things, and all they can do is bring down and drag down Patrick Mahomes. Xavier Worthy steps out of bounds. Like I'm just waiting for Xavier Worthy to get arrested. That's the next shoe to drop.
Mike Evans is too good of a person to go to Kansas City.
I like that. Okay, we're into the 4th round. These things fly by. I will do another one, guys. I know Nico has to get off after this, but I will do another one if we meet the goal. So it's going to be an uphill climb, but it can be had right here. It can be had. We need 25 likes, subs, super chat dollars. 25. That can be done. That can be done. So like the video if you're just joining. Subscribe if you are not, which I don't know what the fuck you're doing if you're not. We're on 7 fucking days a week here, Nico, with 7, 8 elite guests coming on every different night. That's what's up.
It's gonna be amazing.
This next year, we're already tuned into next year because we're already doing best ball drafts on this show, which is what we do. I like to, besides just the content, which is huge, I like to see and do these drafts early and get value now and just be in tune with where guys are going because by the time draft season comes, I'm usually 400 best ball drafts in. All these shows I do, like I don't have to. I go to a draft, with a board, and everyone has their computer out and their fucking notes. I got nothing, bro. I am like the loser stoner kid in high school that just goes to class with nothing, doesn't even have a pencil. That's me at the drafts. I don't need to cross people off. I know exactly who I'm taking, which round, who's gonna be available, who's gone. Like that's the prep you want, because especially in these time drafts, like those are not untimed drafts, but these time drafts, like you want to be prepared, because like I still make mistakes from time to time, Nico. I know you know what I'm talking about, right? Where you have panic picks. Like it still will happen, but the more prepared you are, the less likely that's going to happen, where you make that stupid fucking pick where it's like, why did I do that? Second, you make it.
You know what it is you do the best balls and you figure out where the guys are falling, give or take, and you get all your panic picks out the way, man. You get all your nerves, your anxiety out the way with best balls, and it doesn't cost you as much. It's not as impactful. And then you get to your redrafts and you're calm, cool, and collected, man.
Dude, Lamar is still available. We would take him. I'm going to put Jaden Daniels in there as well, because if Terry McLaurin falls. I have David Montgomery queued up. McLaurin, Waddle. I'll put the queue up here. Here's the queue so far. I'll take any of these guys. There goes McLaurin. Go fuck yourself. God.
Yeah, we need a running back, though, buddy. We need a running back.
I know. But I wanted him.
Yeah, Dad. You need some of this.
This is cum.
So bad.
All right. So we have David Montgomery. We're taking him for sure. And now Jaden Daniels. We could take Sutton. Marvin Harrison, baby. I'm taking him right now. Let's go. I like this.
Can you show me the running backs?
I already made both of our picks, but I put Montgomery.
I'm just curious what running backs are there. I want to see. I want to see what's coming.
Swift, Warren. We had back to back, so we're not up for 21 picks. But Swift, Warren. We could have taken Basel Tutin's the guy I've been taking, just based on a guy that could really, when ETN leaves, could really rise up boards. But I feel like we have Barkley and fucking David Montgomery. Like those are two.
I want to put a star on Algier, man. Add him to the list.
Yep, I've been taking him. He's at 93. We are picking at 84, 85. You would take him that early?
It depends what else is available. I'm just saying throw a star on him. And then what quarterbacks are we looking at?
Here goes Algier. Put Algier, star on Algier. Can't do that because I have fat drunk fingers. Daniels, May. I would take any of these top three. I don't want Jalen Hurts, though. I'm off Jalen Hurts. Are you off Jalen Hurts like me?
Man, the touchdowns were down. We already got Saquon. I don't want to put two pieces into that. So for this one, yes. But for a different one, I might throw Hurts in that same mix, though.
Well, they're not going to ban the tush push, Nico, which is pretty nice. Hetzer says, why does Randy know what cum tastes like? Well, we've all tasted our own. Mine was an inadvertent giant.
I can't say that.
Mine was an inadvertent long cum shot where I was just on my back and it just shut up in my mouth. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. And also, if a girl blows you, let me tell you this. No. If a girl blows you, like it's the same thing as if you go down on a girl, she's gonna kiss you after, right? Like directly after. If a girl blows me and she's on her period or something and then she wants to kiss me, I'm not going to say, no, that's disrespectful. So I've kissed plenty of girls after I've come in their mouth. So like, I feel like I've tasted it. You know what I mean? Not full on. It's watered down, right? It's like the watered down drinks you get from a shitty bar. That is what I've gotten with the semen taste. And it's not, I taste pretty good, bro. Yeah. That's exactly what it is. I taste pretty good. That's what I want on my fucking tombstone when I die, bro. I taste pretty good.
I ate a lot of pineapple.
Yeah, I taste very good.
With all these ball clubs flying around all season, wouldn't you think there'd be a plane crash? But think about it. 26 teams, 162 games a season. You would think eventually an entire team would just get wiped out.
Fucking George.
Unfortunately, my dad listens to this show. He's gonna be shaking his head that entire tasting your own cum segment. But I don't regret any of it.
Your hands are what makes it possible. Your shoulder pads are hard and stiff. Your hands are tender and they can move and caress the ball. that's kind of gay, but hey.
I love that clip, dude. So stupid.
I do like Manungai and Chuba ahead of Algier. Also Stevenson. He won't be there. We're having 8 picks, but Chuba, I mean, they're most certainly moving on from Rico Dowdle. So
there, I
Chuba
like
would
that
be
too.
nice there. I'm gonna go back to the. There goes the quarterbacks. All those guys went. That's fine. The quarterbacks seem to be falling, so I think we can get some good value late. There goes Drake. Drake May went after Jalen Hurts, Trevor Lawrence, Caleb Williams, and Jaden Daniels. That is some wacky and wild stuff, bro. There goes Michael Wilson, Ricky Pearsall. All right, up in 3 picks. So we still have 4 guys in our queue. They're all running backs. Any receiver we like here? Not really. And Tucker Kraft's available. Yeah. Too early for me for that end.
Yep.
I don't want any of these quarterbacks. We could double up at running back here too. If these guys are available, I wouldn't hate that.
That's my vote. I would go.
Hatcher says I'd rather have Kyle Manungai over fucking Chuba.
I'd go Manungai, Chuba, Algier is the order I'd put him in. Algier's just fun. He could be the shiny new toy star, and we don't know it, you know. And Manungai's still battling against Swift, but
we'll take both those.
Well, shit.
All right, we're pretty good at running back, bro. We can kind of not. We can take one more running back, maybe 6 total. There's 20 rounds, and we're gonna wait at that position. So now we're taking wide receiver, tight end, and quarterback for the next 5 or 6 rounds. So I'm gonna just star some of these guys. Brock Purdy, you're gonna fucking come in your pants for that one. Matt Stafford, I'll take any of those dudes.
Talking about, give you that Actually, I like
some tight ends here that I would take. I love Laporta this year too. And then wide receivers, I'm just going to star Addison, Worthy, Pittman. Yeah, it's pretty gross. But let's go to the board here and see where we're at.
Where's Wandale end up?
There goes the tight end. I've heard Titans, and I don't necessarily like that for anybody, right? DK's there. They have I don't like it. Doesn't move the needle for me at all for Cam Ward.
What if he goes?
I don't like that at all. I think they should
like Wandale in San Francisco.
No, nope, because you're gonna have Kittle coming back, right? Like I don't like that at all.
He's tight end.
Yeah, same part of the field. Ricky Pearsall is going to run a lot of those routes, and I mean, you could do worse. You could definitely do worse. God damn it! I spilled beer on my paper here.
Shanahan never uses fast receivers, so I don't see the point in drafting them or signing them.
All right, we got one and that's it so far. So we are one out of 25 here for the next draft, and we will do another draft. There goes Algier at 94 next to Quorum.
I like that.
Tony Pollard being drafted at 92. Why would anyone draft Tony Pollard, Nico?
I don't know, man. I don't even know where he's going to play, let alone how much work he's going to get.
Like, even if he is the starter in Tennessee, that's not even really value because Tajay Spears, that's gross. They would draft somebody too. Damn it.
Yeah,
there goes Sam
very
Laporta.
Easily 1A, 1B there in Tennessee if they both are there.
We're looking really thin, buddy. So Jaden Reed. But I don't like any of those guys. Gross.
Brock Purdy's there.
Rhonda Gadsden's gone. We could take Kittle and Purdy.
Kittle, Purdy. Do the Niner double up.
Don Kincaid could be nice too. They're probably going to release Dawson Knox.
I think Sadiq's going to be legit too. I know
Jordan Love.
Tight ends are never great, but he could be. He's the next Vernon Davis, right?
He has the measurables, man. He has the measurables. Okay, so here's what we have right here. Would you consider taking Xavier Worthy? As much as we hate Xavier Worthy, this could be bad if they draft or pick up someone better, but like he's still on the Chiefs. this is best ball. Like,
yeah,
he should
he's gonna
score
have a
touchdowns.
I'm getting
And
nervous at tight end and quarterback, dude. Way more came off.
Oh, I'm not. We're good. We're just we have to take at least one of the onesies in this round, and I think Baker Mayfield is a pick. You want Baker over Bo Nix, right? Because I do.
Yep, I do.
We could take Baker and George Kittle. If you're,
Kittle won't be ready week 1, but once he is ready, he's the guy.
Baker. So let's take Worthy and Kittle.
Okay. I don't hate that.
And now we have to double up at quarterback the next pick. We're doubling up at quarterback. We're risking it here, boys. We're risking it, but
gotta risk it for the biscuit.
I feel like a lot of let's see. There's already been about 20 quarterbacks off every team has 2 already, essentially. So we need 2 of Kyler, Stroud, Young, Ward.
Ward, baby. Give me some
and then we're gonna take a guy like Daniel Jones or Michael Penix as our quarterback 3. But we're gonna go look at the squad here and see what we have. Here's the squad so far. Running backs are golden. Fucking receivers are golden right now. Xavier Worthy's are 5. George Kittle. We just got to advance, and then we'll have George Kittle for the fantasy playoffs. We're going to still draft 3 tight ends total on this team, so we'll have guys to fill that in. I really love Mason Taylor in this best ball format where he's going. There goes Shakir. Man, here's the thing. Here's the weird thing. It's like I would always take Shakir over Xavier Worthy in every way. But like in best ball, like what does Shakir really offer?
Not as much suit as Worthy. Like especially with more up there. Like you're gonna get those blow up games, man. And there's gonna be too many mouths to feed in a certain way in Buffalo. Like it's gonna get spread out. But I don't know. I like the big game upside with Worthy.
Okay, Tyler Shuck went off the board.
Best ball is Ricky Bobby, man. It's Talladega Nights. Like if you ain't first, you're last. Like you got to go big or go home.
I like it. That's what we do. All right, halfway through the draft here, gentlemen. I will do one more. Nico's got to get off of this. I will do one more, maybe 2 more. I mean, I'm a glutton for punishment. We do need to hit the goal, though. We need. Why is this not coming up here? We need 25 likes, subscribers, super chat dollars in the next, I'd say 20 minutes. We have 1 like on the board since we started and no subs. We need 24 likes, subscribers, and supers. And I will do another draft and hang out with me. Have a beer. It is Friday nights. There goes Kyler and Malik Willis. You fucking pieces of shit.
There's an old jelly roll rap song called Shake and Bake, man. You should look it up and play it during best ball drafts.
I will get probably copyrighted for that because it's a song.
Jelly will be about it, man.
All right, who are we thinking here? Again, we don't know any bye weeks. So Stroud and Cam Ward, Stroud and Bryce Young and Cam Ward. What are you thinking?
It's Stroud and Ward for me. Ward's the easy one. I got to think about the second one, man. Stroud and Young are close. I still want to believe in Stroud, but shit, I haven't seen it since his rookie year.
Now, we have David Montgomery, though. So, like, how many touchdown passes is Stroud going to have to Montgomery?
Not very many.
Shuck's already gone, Jay. He's been gone. I wish he wasn't. So,
yeah.
I think do we go Bryce Young and Cam Ward and just go upside, or do we go Mendoza?
Dude, Mendoza's really swinging, dude. I'm not convinced he's going to start week 1, but I'm going to.
All right, let's go Bryce Young and Cam Ward.
I'm planting my flag in Ward. You pick the other one.
There we go. All right, Cam Ward and Bryce Young. It's not great. We need 1 more. We need Daniel Jones, Penix.
I like Jones a lot, man. Once he comes back healthy, I think he's way higher upside than anybody else that's left.
Yep, we need 1 of these 4 guys to fall back to us, and we can have 3. We'll go to the team real quick. Cam Ward, Bryce Young, Barkley, Montgomery, Chuba, Kyle Monangai, Neighbors, Garrett Wilson, Zay Flowers, Marvin Harrison. Love that. Xavier Worthy and George Kittle. We're going to pound tight end late, which I am totally cool with.
We're taking the tight ends to Pound Town.
Yeah, 20 rounds. This might even be a 4 tight end build. Honestly, we can do that too if we need to. But I think 3 is fine if we can get a couple guys we like. Mendoza, Wentz, but some of the other guys are still available. So who's in our queue? There goes CJ Stroud. We have Daniel Jones and Michael Penix. Man, Daniel Jones is fucking ideal.
It is. It would be if he made it. If not, what maybe Aaron?
Yeah, I guess, dude. I mean, he should come back. Nab says you guys do another draft. Nick O is getting off after this. He's been out for 2.5 hours. He's tired. I'm standing here for 5 hours. If we meet the goal, I will do another draft. It's 25 likes, subs, and super chat dollars. So I will do it. I might do it for 20. You know what? I'm going to change it to 20. I'm drinking 20 total. Whatever you guys got to do. If you have not liked the video, if you're not subscribed, I will do another one.
Friday night discount, man of the people.
I'm gonna be doing these. I'm gonna be doing these for the next fucking 5 months, and
I
expect to do about 400. Yeah, I did 400 last year. I wasn't even streaming them. I think I streamed like 6 of them. I streamed all my redrafts.
Yeah, I'm not talking.
I think crazy. I streamed 30. I think I streamed 30 of my redrafts. I didn't stream my home league redrafts because I don't want people to watch in my league. Now, the problem is I had a lot of people from my Fantrax leagues that started following me, and they were watching, and Tucker Kraft got taken from me a couple times. And, like, fuck that. But it's fine. You know what? I can always pivot. The point is, if you're good at fantasy, you can pivot to a bunch of different guys. And you play enough leagues, it's not a big deal when your guys get taken, right? Because there's always another guy at value.
You like Stretch Armstrong, man.
I think so.
You just bend. You do whatever you need to do. You stretch. You reach.
I wish I'd done better in your league. I had a run. Remember when I had my team name was I'm the fucking Bills because I had was it like 3 out of 4 years I got second place in your league. I've won it twice, but I'm saying I've got like 2 firsts, 3 seconds, and a third, 6 places. But I've been in the league for fucking 15 years. It's terrible race.
Yeah, we were running it for a long time, man. It kills me that my brother buys a magazine the day before the draft and his ass wins.
Fuck. There goes Daniel Jones. So it's Michael Penix. It's Aaron Rodgers. This is gross. We could take Ty Simpson. We could take Mac Jones. We could take Derek Carr. I mean, this is terrible. I don't want to roll with just 2 quarterbacks, but I also don't just want to reach on Michael Penix. What are your thoughts on Michael Penix? Is that stupid?
Yeah, I'm not convinced he's ready week 1 or that he's going to be the starter there, man. I'm nervous as hell about him. I'd rather take a Ty Simpson and Aaron Rodgers with the thought of they're both on Pittsburgh and I got a starter all year.
All right, Mark Andrews is available. This is a perfect pick for us. All right, we're going to take Mark Andrews for sure. And
did you answer me earlier when I asked you where Isaiah Likely ends up?
I think the Commanders. All right, we got 12 seconds. So Michael Penix let's take Penix, right?
I guess, dude. Gross.
Yeah, I think it's pretty gross too. But I mean, they're invested in the guy. You know what I'm saying?
Is he going to be
Hector
healthy?
says, "Man, why can't August be here yet?" Fuck yeah, August is quite a way away. No, but he could be back week 1. I mean, he tore his ACL way before your boy Kittle tore his Achilles.
Mm-hmm.
Cam Ward, Bryce Young, Michael Penix. We have Barkley, Montgomery, Chuba, Monungai, Neighbors, Wilson, Flowers, Harrison Worthy, George Kittle, and Mark Andrews.
Yeah, I'm nervous at quarterback, but I love the rest of this team, dude.
We could take a 4th quarterback just based on the 20 rounds, just to get another body in there. So I don't want to reach for it, though. So, I mean, we could take Aaron Rodgers with our next pick. We could take Shedeur Sanders with our next pick. That's gross.
Yeah, it's going to be him or Deshaun Watson starting over there.
Jesus, dude. I can't believe that Deshaun Watson might be there.
If Ty Simpson's a first-round pick, I mean, he should be getting some work early, right?
Hatcher says that quarterback slots look rough. You know what, though? I do believe in Cam Ward. I really believe in Cam Ward. Bryce Young has some pretty big blow-up games. So it's not great. This is we got a little screwed here on the quarterback. Like they didn't go off early and they all went off later. So
and they all took thirds way before I thought they would.
I know it's all right. So Trey Harris, I like Trey Harris. Adonai Mitchell. Shit, we already have Garrett Wilson. We can't do that. Isaac Tesla. I'm just marking some guys that we could potentially take in 14 picks. Tajay
Io Manor, you can
Spears.
double up the board if Io Manor takes a step forward.
Yeah. Okay. Io Manor's way down there, 198. I think we can wait on him. I would take another tight end too, but I want to wait for Mason Taylor. Look at where Mason Taylor's at, tight end 29. We can get him with the next round of picks.
No, Travis Kelce.
Man, Aaron Rodgers or Shedeur Sanders. So we should take one of these guys just to have 4. I really think we should.
I think Rodgers is a starter that you can lean on early, but I don't know. It scares me.
All right.
For me, it's Rodgers by Simpson. You don't draft.
I just don't like tight.
First round to sit him, right?
Keytron Allen. This running back group is gross, but I like some guys later. Allie Gordon in particular. LaQuint Allen. I like him.
Jordan James is the name to watch in San Francisco as the 2 behind CMC.
Let's see. Who is the guy backing up Chuba this year? We don't know, man. Jonathan Brooks, their former early second-round pick that hasn't played. Has says if it was me, if this was me, I'd take running backs and wide receivers and trade for a quarterback. There's no trades in these, Hetzer. This is the issue with best ball. There is no trades. There is no roster, no free agents. There's nothing. You're
what you run.
Draft.
That's it.
All right. So Rodgers is still available. Tesla. What do you think about Tesla?
I think you need an injury before he's relevant.
Yeah, but the guy only catches touchdowns, and
he does. I don't hate it.
I just want upside, dude. So Aaron Rodgers and Tesla. Then we're gonna have to have one more running back. Not in this round, but the next in like round 17. So okay, we're gonna take both of our guys. Tesla. We're up in 1 pick. Don't pick him. This motherfucker's got 5 quarterbacks. Fuck you, Lamar. This is the problem. This guy fucked us.
Yeah.
Lamar, Burrow, Dak, Baker. He has 3 running backs, dude. Fuck yourself. You cost us probably some money because of your stupidity. Now we're fucked. Now he took. Oh my god, this guy took Tesla.
But he's not going to win with that roster either.
No, he's not going to win.
Roster.
Let's take Io Manor. No, we got them both. Never mind. We got Tesla. That was I don't know if it auto picked for us. So here we go. The quarterbacks we've kind of salvaged a bit. We need some more running backs though. I like the receiver room. Kittle and Andrews. Andrews is definitely good for early in the year, and Kittle will come back. We need one more tight end for sure.
We do.
So what are we looking at?
My laptop just dark, man. I can't charge with the mic plugged in because it powers the mic. So if I fall off, dude, black screen you. That's why.
Okay, thank you. So we have 4 more picks. So we need one more tight end for sure, one more running back for sure, one more wide receiver for sure, and then the last pick is kind of a luxury pick.
I mean, is Tonjes a stupid pick? And make sure. I mean, Purdy loves his tight ends, man. Tonjes is a good fill-in for Kittle. You at least got that.
I love it. The only problem is if they draft Sadiq, but I don't think they're going to do that.
I want them to draft Sadiq, but I don't think they will either. You know who the pick is for me right now? If I got a pick for San Francisco is having a brain fart. The second edge from University of Miami, Messidor. Is that his name?
I don't know much about him. No, I don't know much about him. You're not talking about Bain. You're talking about the other guy.
Yeah, that's the pick, dude, for the Niners. End of the first round. I think it's Messidor is his name. That's the one I want right now.
All right, Mason Taylor. We'll take him. Let's see. This is gross here. Kyle Williams could be interesting. Hate him. We need a running back though. Ray Davis. Caleb Johnson. What about Caleb Johnson?
He was supposed to be all the hype last year.
Let's hope we get Ray.
See where Najee ends up.
Jay says Jonathan Brooks could be fantasy relevant. Yeah, we haven't seen him play any football. We saw, what did he play? 2.5 games before he tore his ACL again.
Yeah, but end of the best ball. I mean, you take your shots, right?
So I like Ray Davis here. That's the pick. Ray Davis, and I'm taking any of these three dudes here that we have: Ray Davis, Io Manor, or Mason Taylor. Fuck you. AW takes fucking Io Manor. Prick. How'd you say take Najee over Ray Davis? We don't know where Najee's playing, though. I know Ray Davis is going to be in the Bills. He's still a handcuff. No, there goes Mason Taylor. You know what? Fuck my ass, man. Fuck it. Please. Pat Fryer, or let's take Tunges. That's security. I don't like playing best ball that way, but.
Or Conquo.
Conquo is going to be a free agent. I like. Let's do this. Let's do Davis and Tunges. Get our security for Kittle. There we go. We need. I think that running back room's good, right? Are we fine with that? I know it's not the best running back room, but it looks like 3 starters, Monunga who's going to have some run, and then Ray Davis for an X factor.
Mm-hmm. They're both potential.
Ooh, you can call from Jay Hatzer. This is a good call from Jay. Najee to the Lions. That would actually be a nice fit.
I think it's Najee to the Niners, buddy. That's what I think.
What about your Brian Robinson love? Shedeur Sanders is still there. Fuck.
They should bring Robinson back. They just didn't use him. And I'm like, it irritates me to not use him.
Kyle Williams, Bernard, take a rookie.
No, Cooper
Malachi Fields, but
he's amazing.
Is that tongue in cheek or what?
Yes.
But it wouldn't be bad for a last round pick, dude.
It wouldn't, because he's gonna have a game where he catches them, right? But
Wally McCarthy's not there, and you'd love me to take him.
What about Richardson?
Nope. We already have 4 quarterbacks. Kyle Williams.
Oh yeah.
All right, last 2 picks, boys. Last 2 picks. We'll do some draft grades after this. Nico's got to get out of here. He needs to get some sleep.
A beauty sleep.
Nah, you don't need to get hotter, man. You're already hot.
So what are we thinking? Hot. What's your cue?
Receiver for sure. I got Najee in there, and then receivers. We could take another tight end, but God, this is gross. I'm moving Cooper Kupp up ahead of Malachi Fields. Give me some production there. And then Chikakonko is a free agent. We could take him, but the fact we have Tunges, like we have the Niners starting tight end, we have Mark Andrews, like that should be enough at tight end.
I'm with you.
Yeah, it's really bad here. Jalen Naylor, maybe. Jack Bash.
Yeah, see where Naylor ends up.
Gross. Look at Xavier Legat, wide receiver 104. What a mess. What a mess there. There goes Ty Simpson. Shedeur Sanders went 220, so they must know something. Like, I feel like that's a value, man. I would have probably much rather have Shedeur Sanders in the 18th round, where we could have had him opposed to Aaron Rodgers in the 16th round.
I'm just not convinced, man, that it's going to be Shedeur, but we'll see.
All right, last 2 picks, gentlemen. Nico's ready to get his beauty sleep. I will do draft grades and check the board after this. We can talk about some of these teams, specifically the team that took 5 fucking quarterbacks and fucked our asshole. Fuck that guy. Fuck that guy. That's stupid, dude. I mean, I've seen worse, but that's so stupid.
Hold on. What is the absolute least amount of money you could get paid to blow a guy?
Now we're talking.
If I'm honest with myself,
Yeah.
I'd have to say $900.
All right, Jalen Naylor or Jack Bash?
Oh, dude, gross. I don't even know where Naylor is going to play.
Take a Naylor. I'm taking Naylor because I have Jack Bash in the queue. Let's take Ollie Gordon for our last pick. There we go. Got another running back. So only 6 receivers, but I do like our top 4 of Neighbors, Wilson, Flowers, Harrison, Worthy, Tesla, Naylor. That's nice. George Kittle, Mark Andrews, Jake Tunges. Running backs are Barkley, Montgomery, Chuba, Monungai, Ray Davis, Ollie Gordon. And then we have 4 kind of suspects quarterbacks. So.
They are, man. They are not the best best ball I ever seen, but this early, man, you got to take your shots, you know?
Yeah, I like. We both love Cam Ward. We both love Cam Ward, so we got that going for us. Hatcher, this is for real. This is only a $3 best ball. It's a big tournament. You can win $100,000, but there's a fucking 100,000 people in it. So you got to advance after 14 rounds, and you go to the playoffs, and then you have to win your next league, which is a 10-man field. Win your next 10-man field. It's doable. Again, we didn't have a lot of stacks. Probably not our best team. Our running backs are dope. Our receivers are dope.
Yeah.
And George Kittle needs to come back. He needs to come back.
I got faith, buddy. Appreciate you.
All right, Nico. Appreciate you. What a great show. As always, Nick O with the biggest O face around. Show him your O face one more time, Nico.
Oh. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, we know what you're talking about. That's
Things
Nico.
go well, I might be showing her my O face. Oh. You know what I'm talking about. Oh.
It's funny because I look nothing like that guy, man, but I get the Nick O, so I'm in it. I'm on it.
No, you don't look much like him, but all right, man. I'll talk to you soon. Appreciate you coming on. We'll be in touch, and go Niners.
You betcha, man. I'm super excited for what the Bears have done already, getting ready for the season to start, and I can't wait for next week, man. Let's evaluate some of the season jump off.
Hell yeah, buddy. All right, man. Get some beauty sleep, and I'll talk to you. Appreciate you.
Later, brother. Good night.
Later. All right, we'll go through these teams real quick. And so we went Neighbors, Barkley, Garrett Wilson, Zay Flowers, Montgomery, Harrison, Chuba, Monungai, Worthy, Kittle, and there's the quarterbacks here: Cam Ward, Bryce Young, Penix, Mark Andrews, Isaac Tesla, Rodgers, and then a bunch of bums. So our team is really we need Michael Penix to be healthy. That's the key. If Michael Penix starts week 1 and he's the guy there and plays well, I don't hate it. If that's not the case, we have a really big quarterback issue, and we still will have one if Michael Penix is playing, but I don't hate that. Number 11, this is the team that took all the quarterbacks. Cook, Etienne as running backs, Jefferson, Jacoby Myers, Matthew Golden is his wide receiver 3, Ayuk's is 4, Lamar, Burrow, Prescott, Baker, Darnold. This guy fucked us. He's the reason our team's a little questionable, so what a piece of shit. Wally says, what's the earliest you would draft a tight end, assuming it's either McBride or Bowers? So in a typical redraft league, again, I don't take tight ends in these best ball leagues early at all because I'll just pair them together. But earliest I would take a tight end. I'm not taking McBride, period, because McBride is going to be a top 15 pick. I think McBride's going to be borderline first-round pick, 1-2 turn. I would take Brock Bowers at like pick 22. I prefer him in the 3rd round at like the 2-3 turn. I would take Brock Bowers because I actually probably going to have Brock Bowers ranked ahead of Trey McBride with the quarterback questions there. If it's Jacoby Brissett again, maybe not. But with trading Maxx Crosby, I'm all about Brock Bowers this year. And that was the opposite last year. Last year, I was all about Trey McBride. I think I had 9 Trey McBride shares in 36 redraft leagues. I had 1 Brock Bowers share. So it's flipped for me this year because I think Bowers is the better. He's going to have a better year. He's going to go 9 picks later. So other than that, though, I'm not touching Loveland or Tyler Warren or even Fannin. I love Fannin, but not there. So it's going to be pretty much Bowers or late round tight end for me, unless some of the other guys fall. And Tucker Kraft and Fannin, those guys fall. That's the only way I am taking tight ends. We'll go to team 10 here. Let's see, 22 likes. It's unlikely to happen, boys. We have no subs and 22 likes. We had 20 when we started, so we need 18. We need 18 before I go to the rest of the teams. I'll give you guys a couple minutes. 18 likes, subs, super chat dollars, and I will do one. I'll fire up one more of these motherfuckers. If not, we might do one tomorrow night on the open bar show. It's going to be a really late show tomorrow night, like 11:30 p.m. Central. Every one of these nights, I'm willing to do these drafts. Jay Timber, A-Chain, Genty, Brees Hall start. I don't hate that. That's really, really nice running back room. And Stevenson there is RB4. Rashee Rice, Jalen Waddle, Mekhi Lemon, Stephon Diggs, Dubs, Jaden Higgins, Josh Downs. He has Mahomes at 87 is fine. Mahomes and Bo Nix. I don't like this team. This receiver, I mean, with Rashee Rice's suspension issue, Jalen Waddle, Lemon is his wide receiver 3. Diggs, Dubs, Higgins, Downs. Oh, okay. He brought it back, though, with this Diggs, Dubs, Higgins, Downs, Pat Bryant run. That's pretty cool. Njoku, Mason Taylor, Evan Ingram as his tight ends. I like this team. That's a good team. AW, Lamb, Drake London, Kyron, Ladd, Travion, Swift, Herbert, Kyle Pitts, Jadarian Price. Team's okay. Hunter Henry, solid there. Ty Simpson. He's got McCarthy. Who is his quarterbacks? Herbert. Okay, never mind. Herbert, JJ McCarthy, Ty Simpson are his quarterbacks. This guy's room is worse than ours. So hate that team. Really hate it. Hunter. Did I miss a chat? Okay. Hunter says has St. Brown, Hampton, Tat, Javante, Tyson at 56. That's too early for a rookie. We don't know his landing spot and how high his draft capital is going to be. Pierce, Kraft, Love, Mendoza. Does he have the quarterback earlier? This guy went left with Love and Mendoza. That's it. Worse quarterback room than us, honestly. And it's gross. This team's terrible. Don't like this team. Fats at pick 7. McCaffrey, Henry. That's a beautiful start. A.J. Brown, Devonta Smith, Terry McLaurin, Cortland Sutton, Ricky Pearsall, Michael Pittman. Ooh. This guy got the memo. This is a great team. Brock Purdy, Daniel Jones, Brissett. The quarterbacks, another questionable quarterback room. Likely Kate Otten, Chick Conquo, Max Clare. I like what he did there. That's a team I would build. He made up for receiver in a great way there with AJ, Devontae, Terry McLaurin, Sutton, and Ricky Pearsall, as well as Michael Pittman. AMZ has Taylor, Jeremiah Love, Judkins. That's a nice start there. Olave, Tyler Warren, Metcalf, Wilson, Addison, Jonah Coleman. He won a lot of young players. Jonah Coleman, Sadiq, Willis, Stroud. So his quarterbacks are Willis, Stroud, and that's it. Jesus, dude. What? That's wild. See, that fucking 5 that 5 quarterback team fucked a lot of teams because this guy is leaving the draft with Malik Willis and CJ Stroud. That's not good. Yeah, that Henry team, man, that's how you start a draft with you make up for wide receiver and you really dive into that position and you trust your son to stay healthy. So this team, the 6th spot, I don't like. Bobbert, Jamar Chase, Brock Bowers, Kenneth Walker, balanced start. Devonta Smith, RJ Harvey, Tootin, Drake May. What a value for Drake May. Pick 77. Jesus. Tony Pollard, Gatson, Reed, Kyler Murray. I like this team a lot. Derek Carr, Trey Harris. I like this team a lot. This is a team I would draft. Tight ends are Gatson, Brock. Yeah, this team's solid as hell. I like that team, Bobber. It's a good team. Number 4, Puka, Chase Brown, T. Higgins, Emeka Ibuka. Gross. Scatterbo, Parker Washington. Pretty early on Parker Washington. Jalen Hurts, Matt Stafford are the quarterbacks. And Shador Sanders. So that's a good pick with Shador. So I like this team too. Barner, Ferguson, Schultz, and Parkinson. That's his tight ends. He waited a tight end. That's how you got to do it. Solid team. Chase Brown, Scatterbo, Blake Corum, Mason, Woody Marks. Tyreek Hill with some upside there. Shakir. Receivers are a little lacking on the squad, but I like his build. Number 3, JSN, Trey McBride. That's fucking value. Trey McBride at 22. Josh Allen at 27 is pretty good as well. Usually he goes much earlier than that. Tate, Brian Thomas, DJ Moore at 70. This team's solid. Trevor Lawrence, Josh Allen. That's all he needs. I'm glad he didn't take another quarterback. Good job for you, Chili Dogs. Tate, Brian Robinson, DJ Moore, Concepcion, Omar Cooper, Jerry Jeudy, Keon Coleman, Bernard Kirk. He took a lot of rookies. Pretty good team as well here. Wide receivers might be an issue, but you got elite quarterback play, elite tight end play. The onesies are elite, and then he can make up for that one later. Gibbs, Pickens, Josh Jacobs, Jamison Williams, Luther Burden, Caleb. That's a nice stack. Fannin. So Caleb, Jared Goff are his quarterbacks. That's good. Kirk Cousins. Tank Dell, Calvin Ridley. Those are kind of wasted picks. Jalen Coker, solid at 120. Solid little team here. Running backs are a little thin. Gainwell's a nice 3 to give you some points. Mike Washington could go to a good spot if he goes to the Vikings. Dangerous team. Dylan Sampson, Brian Robinson. And the first team names Bijan Robinson, Nico Collins, Bucky Irving, Rome, Christian Watson, Jaden Daniels at 72 is amazing. Evans, Jackson Dart, Tyler Shuck. This guy's quarterback room is amazing. I love Laporta there in the 9th round. Denzel Boston, some upside possibly as a rookie. Bijan, Bucky, Emmett Johnson, James Conner. So his running back room is just shit. He's got nothing after his top 2 guys. That's his biggest issue. Could be a good team. All right, after looking at all that, we'll look at my team or our team one more time. Neighbors. We'll just actually go to the actual team here and take a gander. I don't like picking at the back. So the quarterbacks, again, rough. We have 4 of them that as long as I think either Penix will start week 1 or Rodgers will be playing this year, and that's fine to have 3 of those guys. Could be worse. Barkley, Montgomery, Chuba, Monungai, Ray Davis, Ollie Gordon. Not the sexiest names, but touchdown dudes and guys that are going to, the top 3 guys are going to do a lot of work. Neighbors, Wilson, Flowers, Marvin, Worthy, Tesla, Naylor. I love the top 4 receivers. That's a very strong wide receiver room. Xavier Worthy as a 5. He's going to have some spike weeks. Tesla is more of a injury away guy, but, we saw him have a lot of splash plays, and that's what we're hoping for. And then George Kittle, Mark Andrews, Jake Tunges. We kind of hedged our bet there with Tunges, but essentially we're going to have Andrews in the starting Niners tight end. That's it. Just 2 guys. But those are touchdowns, so we're cool with that. We are cool with that. All right, boys, that's it for me. We did about 3 hours tonight, and tune in for tomorrow's open bar show. Me and Big Ray talking free agency. Tesla is just a TD dude. Talking free agency, talking, you know how we roll on Saturday night. Just whatever you guys want to talk about, we will chat about. Possibly do another underdog draft. Movie Monday. We're going to do that and kind of pair it with a free agency show. And then next week is free agency, guys. Starting on Tuesday night, we have free agency is open for business. A lot of good stuff to talk about, and really looking forward to that. And before we know it, the NFL draft's upon us, and then we're just wheels up on this show. So we appreciate everybody, all the likes, all the subs. Well, actually, we didn't have any subs, so not the subs. I don't appreciate you guys. The guys that have already subbed to the show, appreciate you. All the members in the Discord, the Patreon, 23 likes in this video, not bad. 2 supers. Should have been better, but you know what? I'm not going to complain. Appreciate you guys supporting the show. If you're interested in supporting the show and getting a part of this community, we'd much appreciate you joining it. It is the place to be. The Discord is 70 people strong. It is awesome. Shout out to the Patreon subscribers. Appreciate all of you guys sticking through the off season, because stay in, support your boy, and there's a lot of perks. Giving away free hats, guest appearances on the show, all the leagues. We're doing 5 or 6 redraft leagues. So you're going to have to get in here in the next couple months to be a part of these redraft leagues. You can't just join to get in the redraft leagues. I want to have it my boys who've been with me since the beginning, supporting me, being part of these community leagues. And I have a lot of these leagues coming up here in August, as well as one spot for the Dynasty League. If you want to be a fanatic and be part of the lifelong Dynasty League we're starting this year, it's going to be a great startup league. Play against all of us. Me and Storey are splitting a team. Ray and Chaz are splitting a team. And then Nick O and Tom are splitting a team. So 3 of the 12 teams are going to be the co-hosts. And then 9 fans playing against us. Talk about it on the show all the time in the Discord. As well as, besides supporting me, a lot of different stuff you get. You can see on the screen there. And access to my early bets, guys. You're going to make money, because we make a lot of money in this show. 96 and 58 last year in these player prop bets. If you put $100 in all those bets, you made $3,000. That's the bottom line. If you made put $10 in every bet, which is low, you made $300, which would pay for years of supporting this channel. So appreciate all you guys in the chats, in the community. Thank you, Nick O, for a great show. Tomorrow night, 10:30 p.m. Central, maybe 11:30 p.m. Central. I'm going to put it in the Discord when we know exactly what time it's going to be. It's still TBD, but we will definitely be on, me and Big Ray, talking all sorts of fun stuff. Other than that, we will see you tomorrow or see you Monday. Love your life. Stay positive. Respect each other. I'm out of here. See you soon, guys. Peace.
Just seemed like a good dude. I thought I'd see if you wanted to grab a beer, that's all. I'm glad you called. We get home safe, Pistol.
You got it, Jobin.
I'm sorry, what?
Nothing.
Oh, what'd you say?
I don't know. You nicknamed me Pistol, and I just called you Jobin. It means nothing. I'm drunk. I'm gonna call a cab.
All right, man. You have my number, yeah?
I got you stored in my iPhone.
All right, if you need me, call.